Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This is a story about what, if neglected, Naruto returns to fairy tale. Before I start, please support for more amazing content, and do consider subscribing to my channel and share this video with your friends. This is written by Black Infinity 1289 and link in description and support writer. Let's start the video. Prologue. New world and a deal. In a place famous for duking out a conflict, two figures fought. Uzumaki Naruto and Uchiha Sasuke fought. They fought for their own ideals. Naruto's being the one to bring his rogue friend back to the village he called home as he gave his word to Hiruno Sakura, his teammate. Sasuke's was to go to a man who can give him the power to kill him, the person who killed their parents and his clan. The man who he looked up to in his childhood. The man promised their parents that he will take care of him in their absence. The man who he called older brother. This is not just a clash of ideals but morals as well. Sasuke was prepared to kill the blonde annoyance if it comes to that. He is prepared to do anything to attain power. Naruto is also prepared to do anything to bring Sasuke back to their village. Do anything to bring his brother back to their home. They clashed again and again but no victor emerged. Sasuke's Sharingan fully matured in their clash. Naruto used a tailless Bijou cloak to keep up with Sasuke's newly improved speed and reflexes. Sasuke activated his curse mark level 1 to counter Naruto's boost in power. Naruto entered the one-tail version 1 cloak. Sasuke activated his level 2 curse mark to counter it. It is still a stalemate. Tobi, or rather, Uchiha Obito came to watch the fight and if possible, capture the Kyuubi Jinchuriki if possible, and the moment presents. He is watching the fight lazily with his Sharingan, awaiting an opportunity to get the Kyuubi. The fight reached its peak. Naruto charged with his Rasengan, his signature attack which is highly enhanced by the potent and corrosive Kyuubi's chakra which changed the normal blue ball of chakra into a reddish-blue ball of spiraling chakra. Sasuke countered it with his Chidori which merged with the vile nature of the cursed seal and changed into purplish-black. The two attacks collided with each other. No one is giving in to the other. Both the combatants continued to channel all the chakra they had into their attacks. Soon, because of these unrelenting forces, a tear occurred in the space surrounding the attacks. It moved to Naruto's side of the attack. It is a blackish-white hole that started to suck in everything in its radius. Obito knew that. It is a long-range version of his Kamui. Which means Kakashi is here. He watched in interest what happened next. But he didn't expect the result. The tear widened. Instead of a blackish-white hole, it is completely black with purple tints, and started to suck Naruto in. Sasuke fell to the ground in exhaustion, and is looking at his blonde-haired friend in confusion. He didn't understand what was happening. Obito felt his right eye activate and chakra channel into it, automatically. Half of his reserves were drained dry and the blonde Jinchuriki was gone, fell into the tear in space without any trace left behind. Kakashi also felt similar effects, but his complete chakra reserves are drained from the use of his left eye. Inside the seal, the Kyuubi is watching the events with a bloodthirsty grin. The blonde idiot is using his chakra more and more. If this continues, he can tempt him to break the seal. Suddenly, he saw a tear in space and his eyes widened. There is no way such a minuscule attack created a tear in space. He thought to himself. He knew the power in both the attacks may be high, but it is not even compared to his Bijou bomb. So, there is something external that created the hole. He sensed the scarecrow, the teacher of his container, activate his Manjikyu and the effect being pulled towards Naruto's side. But unlike just being sucked into it, the blonde fell into something deeper. It is a black void with a purple outline filled with nothing. He knew what is going to happen. Due to the high concentration of power and reckless use of a space-time ninjutsu, the blonde is not sucked into space-time jutsu, but instead, he is tearing the dimension and probably gonna go into another one, or gonna die. He didn't care for his life though. This means his freedom. He got a murderous grin on his face. He is going to enjoy, and soon, his cage burst open and his chakra started to forcefully rip out of the cage. Everything sealed in the seal had unlocked, and brought them into the mindscape. He is going to add insult to injury. He got his chance. Ha 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 ha. He laughed in glee. See that, Naruto? You are dead now, said the Kyuubi, confusing the blonde boy. As soon as Naruto came in, two more holes formed and came out a blonde man and a red-headed woman. All the chakra in the vicinity surrounding Naruto got sucked into the hole which closed as soon as he got completely sucked in, only leaving a small gap. The chakra from Obito and Kakashi also followed in, and due to their lingering chakra another crack opened on the other side and Naruto slowly started traveling in its direction. All the chakra that got sucked didn't have anywhere to go but Naruto, as he is the only other source of chakra there, and latched to him, soon merging with him. Kyuubi, said Minato, impassively. Minato, said Kushina in confusion. Yes, Yondaime. It's me. But I think you should be worried about your son now, he said with mad glee. Minato, seeing the cage open, turned to Naruto, who had a shocked look on his face. Naruto, yelled Kushina and hugged her son tightly. For Naruto all this is new. He finally met his parents. The people he wanted to find out from his childhood. Yondaime is my father, is the only thought Naruto had, and involuntarily hugged the woman hugging him. What happened, Naruto? Why is the seal broken? Minato asked. Kyuubi laughed, and too happily replied about what happened. So, Naruto is being sucked into another world because of the hole in space? Asked Minto awestruck. Yes, replied the Kyuubi happily. And why are you not sucked away with him? I thought the Shiki Fuin is a soul-level seal, asked Minato. Kyuubi gave him a toothy smile and replied, because we Bijou can't cross the dimension. We can unless the user has higher power to take us. We are bound to the realm of elemental nations for eternity. He said cheerfully. He is happy that he had finally gotten his freedom after 100 years of imprisonment. Naruto slowly started moving towards the hole on the other side. Well, it cannot be helped then, said Minato and hugged Kushina, who is hugging Naruto, making it a family hug. Naruto went back from the hug and punched Minato in the stomach, which hurt him a little. Why? Is the only question Naruto asked. I'm sorry that I placed this burden on you, son, but when I faced that masked man who claims to be Uchiha Madara, I couldn't help but think of your future. That is why I entrusted you with the power of the Kyuubi so that one day you can master it with the help of your mother. I sealed some of our chakras in you as a way which enables us to meet you at some point in time in your life. But I didn't expect that to be like this, said Minato, regret and guilt evident in his voice. I saw your childhood from the seal and I regret sealing the Kyuubi in you and blindingly believing the villagers would understand and fulfill my last wish, he said in a sad tone. I'm sorry, son, said Kushina. But for Naruto, it is different. He finally met his parents. The newly acquired chakra in him triggered something in him. His eyes changed from cerulean blue to red with 2 black tomos in each of them. Naruto hugged his parents tightly. It's alright, guys. I am fine and I got the chance to meet you. That's enough, I forgive you, he said with a smile that changed the brightness of the sun. Thank you, son. We felt blessed when we had you. We loved you so much, said Kushina. You have made our lives brighter by being our son. Thank you for choosing as your parents' son, continued Minato. No matter what, remember that we always love you, Naruto, they said in unison as the hole neared and the Kyuubi was 1/4 of its original size, looking at them in amusement. Even in your last seconds, you continue to amaze me. Humans, he said in a deep tone, as you have impressed me, I'll give your son one of my abilities, which might help him in this new world, he said and pushed some of his chakra into Naruto which got absorbed instantly. We shall give you our most powerful jutsu as well, son, said Kushina and transferred some of her chakra into Naruto. You already know Rasengan. I failed to master it completely. Find a way to add your elemental affinity into it, son. As for my most prized jutsu, I have sealed it in your seal. When you think about it, you will get it. Think of Hiraishin and you will get it, he said, and the Kyuubi almost disappeared. Finally, freedom were his last words as his chakra completely vanished from the seal into the elemental nations to reform. Minato and Kushina saw Naruto's body slowly disappear as well, so they moved forward and hugged him. Thank you for being our son, Naruto, said Minato. No matter what, we are proud of you, said Kushina. We'll be watching you from the other side, Naruto. Don't come to join us soon. Add our life to yours and live a long, happy life, they said again in unison. Naruto gave them one last smile and replied, I will, Mom, Dad, that's a promise of a lifetime, he said, tears falling from his eyes freely. All the chakra that is surrounding him merged, including that of his parents, and they disappeared in gold particles. Naruto cried tears of joy. His wish to see his parents has come true. He finally met them, and they loved him a lot. His eyes spun wildly, large amounts of chakra unconsciously being into them. His eyes bled and a pattern appeared in them. Instead of 2 tomos, they have a swirl pattern in them. But just before he entered into the new dimension completely, Naruto could have sworn he had seen a man who is made of pure chakra with a blue ethereal form leaving his body. Some of his chakra left in his body, as he is still alive. As the Kyuubi explained how a forceful ripoff from a living vessel leaves a small amount of residue chakra behind, as in the case of Kyuubi's chakra being left behind and his parents' chakra merging with his own and now the man's also included. But what shocked Naruto is the expression on the man's face. He had a sorrowful expression as if he lost something important. Naruto didn't have enough time to think about it as he is fully concentrated on the tear. His body flew towards the tear. When he reached the tear, he was violently shoved into space like a star. His body heated up because of the friction. July 7th, X777. A few moments earlier, Heartfilia Manor. Layla Heartfilia has opened the Eclipse Gate to allow the Dragon Slayer's access from the past to the present. She had a key missing, so she used her own life force to supplement it. It has gone perfectly. All the 5 Dragon Slayers have passed through it without any problem. However, soon as the gate was about to close, another star passed through the gate before it was completely closed. The star went in another direction as compared to the Dragon Slayers to north. She didn't know how there was a 6th one, but she didn't think much about it. Her health started to deteriorate as it is and she fell unconscious after that. Naruto was violently shot into the air and traveled far north, and crash-landed into a thick forest. His body was severely burnt and bruised because he traveled through space and his chakra coils have largely expanded due to the extraction of the Kyuubi, and he is suffering from a severe case of chakra exhaustion. He couldn't do anything but open his eyes for a moment to see brilliant yellow reptilian eyes looking at him, curiously, before going unconscious. For Aldoran, this is all different. He knew the date and year and what is going to happen today. The dragons will use the Eclipse Gate to come to the future to defeat Acnologia. He is one of the victims after all, and his fight with the Apocalypse Dragon has left him in this severely weakened state. Alderaan saw a star coming in his direction and landed in front of him. He saw into the crater curiously to see a child, who smelt like a fox. He may be around 10 to 12 years old, according to his estimation. And the fact he managed to stay conscious through all of this ordeal impressed Alderaan. When he leaned to get a look at the child, he managed to get a glimpse of red eyes, which changed into cerulean blue and looked confused at him before he lost his consciousness. His body was burnt and bruised as if he had traveled in the void, and Alderaan got into work. If he planned this right, the boy in front of him would be his key to defeating Acnologia for him. He saw the boy heal himself, and it is very fast. He also helped the healing process by sending his nutrients to the boy, helping him recover faster. Naruto was unconscious and came to his mindscape. He saw the residue of Kyuubi's chakra behind the seal. It would be at least 6 to 8 taels worth, not that Naruto know it. It is locked away in the cage. When he tapped it, it opened and the chakra came rushing into him, engulfing him with its vile nature and bloodlust. Naruto felt rejuvenated and bloodlust at the same time, so he willed it back, and due to the absence of the Kyuubi's will, the chakra went back into the cage, roaming aimlessly. Naruto sighed in relief. He finally got rid of that fox that haunted him unknowingly for his whole life. Now the first question that came to his mind was, where was he? He knew that he saw some kind of gate, which he passed through when he entered this place, and he could remember that he saw yellow glowing reptilian eyes like Orochimaru's before going unconscious. He shrugged it off. He is going to go face whoever it is when he woke. He should know whether what his father told was true or not, and he thought about the Hiraishin, and a scroll came in a puff of smoke. He opened it and read, Dear Naruto, if you are reading this, then you must have met my chakra in you. I am sorry that I have to place the burden of the Kyuubi on you, but I can't think of a better person than my son who can defeat that masked man, who claims to be Madara Uchiha. In this scroll are the contents of mine, and your mother's most treasured possessions. The right one is mine, while the left one is your mother's. Kushina, and I love you, son, your loving father, Namikaze Minato. Naruto opened the scroll by channeling some chakra into it. He saw 2 sides like his father said, which had kanji for Tusan and Ka-chan on it. He pressed his finger on his father's side, and it took some blood from it, and opened. There are 3 scrolls in it. One scroll has the kanji for Rasengan, another for Hiraishin, and another for Jutsu on it. Before opening all these, he also opened his mother's scroll. In a puff of smoke, some scrolls came out. One has the kanji for chains on it, another has the kanji for Beneheim on it, and another Uzumaki clan jutsu, and finally a letter from his mother. He opened it and read, Dear Naruto, if you are reading this, then that meant that you have met mine or Minato's chakra in you. I'm sorry that you have been placed with the burden of becoming the Kyuubi Jinchuriki. I know how it is to be a Jinchuriki, and the loneliness you would feel. When she is about to pass the Kyuubi to me, Mito-Bachan had told me that the only way to defeat the hole caused by the Kyuubi is to fill the hole with love. She explained that because of her love for Shodai-sama, she had managed to defeat the loneliness. I also found love in my friends at Academy and Minato. Find someone to love and protect, son. That will fill your heart. Your loving mother, Uzumaki Kushina. He opened the Hiraishin scroll and started reading it. He sealed all the other scrolls into the large scroll and continued his reading. Both scrolls had sealing supplies in common. They had paintbrushes and ink in them. As he is in his mind, he didn't need any food or sleep here. He read for what felt like days. Outside world. Alderaan has been observing the child curiously. After he started treating him, he felt a foul presence that had abnormal amounts of bloodlust and killing intent to it. It surrounded the boy for a minute, and it disappeared as soon as it came. But what flabbergasted Alderaan was that the boy's body healed more than what was healed in the last 3 hours. His skin was back to its tan completion where it is pale before. The bruises on his skin also healed to some extent. His magic or something like what which Alderaan couldn't decipher also increased by a margin of 30 times, but dropped as soon as the cloak disappeared. Alderaan continued his observation as his future plans depended on the boy in front of him. 2 days later, Naruto was fully healed from his exhaustion and dimensional travel. What would take weeks for others or at least a week with Alderaan's help took the blonde just 2 days to completely get healed. His reserves are still recovering as they are currently at 25% of his total. Expanded reserves because of the extraction of the Kyuubi and merging of all the chakra that the hole sucked into him. He woke up groggily, sitting in an upright position. He knew that he was in a forest as he saw it before going unconscious. Alderaan peeked at his large head as Naruto woke up. His body seems to have adjusted to his new surroundings as he stood up, keeping balance. He looked in all directions to get a perfect idea of where he was. Naruto looked up to see a giant wooden head looking at him. This confused him. Did a tree bark looking at me and it is interested in me? Thought Naruto to himself. He was confused. But Uzumaki Naruto doesn't give up, that is his ninja way. Excuse me Bark-san, can you tell me where I am? Asked Naruto. The dragon seemed to be confused like didn't understand him. Now I should learn a new language again thought Naruto. He sighed to himself, and gestured to the dragon like riding in the air, and the dragon nodded to him. 1 week later. It took him 1 week to learn the basics of the new language. Midway, he discovered the secret of his signature technique, which changed everything. As Naruto was doing his daily routine, which included him and the dragon shouting to each other about what they are thinking about the progress, and the dragon drawing weird symbols on the dirt to explain it to him, he was in his mindscape, skimming through the scrolls his father gave him. It had the Shadow Clone Jutsu in it as well. His interest piqued. Naruto read about the jutsu. Shadow Clone Jutsu, Rank B. The Shadow Clone Jutsu, Kage Bunshin no Jutsu, is a technique developed by the second Hokage, Tobirama Senju. Similar to the basic clone jutsu, this technique creates copies of the user. However, these clones are real instead of illusions. The user's chakra is evenly distributed among every clone, giving each clone an equal fraction of the user's overall power. The clones are capable of performing techniques, including the Shadow Clone Jutsu itself, on their own and can even bleed, but will usually disperse after being hit by a strong enough force. The clones can also disperse on their own or be dispelled by the user of the technique. When dispelled, the user and other clones get the information that the clone learned. This technique requires at least Jounin-level chakra reserves, and dispelling multiple clones at once may cause brain damage and leads to death in the case of low chakra user. Clones depend upon the amount of chakra that the user has. This revelation made Naruto jump in joy, and he made nearly 100 clones. All of them practicing already learned letters of the language, and the dragon appreciated his effort and made different texts on different trees and ground, thus speeding up his learning of the language. He learned more than half of it, and just the difficult ones were left to learn, which he is sure of learning in the next week. He was completely healed now and his reserves are full. He also learned another useful technique from those scrolls, which is called Great Clone Explosion, Bunshin Daibakuha. Great Clone Explosion, Bunshin Daibakuha. Rank A, Range 5M. The user creates a shadow clone, intending for their opponents to attack the clone at close range. After a certain amount of time has passed, the clone detonates, creating a large explosion. It is that simple. Just make a clone, go near the opponent, then boom. Naruto had a devious grin on his face at that. Oh, how well he is going to use on Kakashi or Sasuke. It hit him like a train. He is not going to do anything to them, as he is not with them and probably won't gonna meet them as well. He had tears falling from his eyes, and his eyes changed to that of a fully matured Sharingan. Suddenly everything seemed clear to Naruto. He went to a nearby stream to see what was wrong. There he saw it. Instead of his bright blue eyes, his eyes were red with 3 black tomos in them. Sharingan, said Naruto aloud. But how, he thought. From what he knew, only Uchiha can awaken their Sharingan. If he had one, then that means he is an Uchiha. It's something. His brain hurt at that. That's why I don't like to think more, grumbled Naruto to himself. Whatever, I had Sharingan now. Cool, exclaimed the blood and danced around like a headless chicken. What are you dancing for, brat? Came a gruff voice that reminded Naruto of the Kyuubi. Nothing, you old lizard, he called out, getting a growl out of the dragon. Now that you have learned the language, let's get into business, shall we? He asked, and Naruto nodded. He knew that anything that is not free or done from the goodness of his heart is a weakness, as seen in his case when he did his best to save Sasuke, only to be thrown into this new world, getting separated from his home. That made him chuckle humorlessly. Home, now that is new. I was not treated well from the beginning. Always the stupid kid and the demon who used make trouble. No one even cared for me there. Gigi did his duty as a Hokage, not to care for him, as he blindly gave all power to the council. Kakashi didn't even teach him anything but tree walking. Jiraiya is a different case entirely. He couldn't get past my father's death, and taught me Rasengan as a rite of passage. Tsunade, she loved me, yes, but she couldn't do anything as she herself is stuck in the past, thought Naruto to himself. Wow, what a family do I have. He couldn't hold back anymore. If have to get another chance to have a family again, I'm going to do everything in my power to protect them, he vowed to himself, and went to the place where they could talk. So, what do you want from me? Asked the blonde in a business tone. A near-death experience did wonders to his attitude and behavior. Straight to the point, eh? Well, I want to make a deal with you, said the dragon. Tell me already. I should know where I am and plan things. Naruto said the word planning, something new to him. He is a person who plans on the fly, and for him to plan everything out before doing is something to get adjusted to. I expected at least that much. After all, you are not supposed to come from the Eclipse Gate, he said in an amused tone. So that thing is called the Eclipse Gate, huh? That's a nice name, said Naruto offhandedly. Yes, it is an instrument. He stopped himself there. Well, let's come back to business. I want you to be my student and learn my magic, said Alderan. Huh, said Naruto in confusion. Let me tell you about the world you are in. This is called Earthland, and you are in Giltina, a place where we dragon gods live in. We use magic here, and there are so many types of magic. I particularly use Dragon Slayer magic, God Slayer magic, and a combination of both. I also use Earth Dragon and Water Dragon Slayer magics, as wood made of those elements. There are some more that I will explain to you when the training begins. Different kinds of Dragon Slayer magics are lethal to dragons. There are other magics like God Slayer magic, Devil Slayer magic, and others that you can learn. Magic comes from the particles of ether nano that is present in nature. Is this clear so far? asked Aldoran, and Naruto nodded. Then he explained about mages, guilds, and kingdoms. He also explained about the dragon and god slayer magic in detail, how they can consume their element, etc. So, you want me to become your dragon slayer? Asked Naruto in conclusion. Yes, that way I can take revenge on Acnologia when he comes for the remaining dragons, he said in a grave tone. Is this Acnologia powerful? Asked Naruto. Yes, so powerful that I can't defeat him on my own when I fought him, and all these wounds are because of him, he said, gesturing to all the cuts and bruises on his massive body. What is in it for me? Asked Naruto. Powerful magic, possibly family in the remaining dragon slayers, and a life full of adventure. Probably, he said. At the mention of family, Naruto made his decision. Then I accept, he said with a cheerful tone. Aldoran was taken aback by his acceptance. Are you sure? He asked to confirm. Naruto smiled at him and nodded his head. Well, then I'm going to implant a lacrima which will give the ability to use my magic, he said, gesturing to the greenish-black lacrima crystal he pulled out. This is maybe painful, said Aldoran, and Naruto nodded. He doubted that. He didn't scream in pain when the QB was forcefully extracted from him after all. The lacrima was put above his chest, where it merged in. He did feel a bit of pain, like his body is restructuring. His chakra and magic mixing, forming a more powerful variant. He could feel his reserves expand and power course through his body. After 5 minutes it settled. Naruto sighed in relief. Aldoran was surprised. The child in front of him didn't feel in pain, not even flinch. He must have done through a lot, thought the old dragon. Okay, Naruto, are you ready to learn the magic? He asked as if to confirm. Naruto nodded his head. Good, let's begin, he said, and Naruto just made a cross sign. 100 clones popped into existence. This shocked Aldoran. He can do this many clones. Go on, tell me what to do and we are going to do it, said Naruto, gesturing to his clones, while he sat in a meditative position and started meditation. And cut. Chapter 1. The Slayer Magic. Aldoran started Naruto's training by explaining to him how to mold his Slayer magic and the basic principles. As his clones practiced with him, Aldoran was surprised to learn about the learning with clones. It is a unique technique which his disciple only can perform. Let me make this clear, brat. Though I can use earth and water dragon slayer magics, I cannot use them as a main attack magic, as that results in dire consequences and imbalance between the other gods and dragons. So, I'm going to teach you how to mold the magic, but you are going to use it at your own choice. I can teach you Dragon Roar though. Is that understood? He said in a stern tone, and Naruto nodded. For Naruto, this is nothing but another element to his repertoire. This gives him affinity to use water and earth, and he is going to learn all the jutsu in the scrolls relating to those elements. That way, he won't have to be a one-trick pony. He just don't want to rely too much on Rasengan or Shadow Clone Jutsu anymore. His whole shinobi life is filled with Rasengan and Shadow Clone Jutsu and nothing more. He didn't have lightning or fire style like Sasuke, he didn't have Akamaru like Kiba and bugs like Shino, nor shadows like Shikamaru. All he had was massive chakra reserves with pathetic control and those two techniques. He had enough. He is not going to be like that anymore. Uzumaki Naruto is going to change. The change is going to map this world hard. Believe it, cheered Naruto at his newfound determination and goal. They started their training and Aldoran showed Naruto how to mold Water Dragon Slayer magic. It allows him to use any water nearby to his will or create his own water. It is not in any way like water style in the shinobi world. There must be a nearby water source to use it well if you are a first-timer like me, or you must be decently skilled in water manipulation like maybe Zabuza or that shark face, Kisame. But nobody could surpass Naidame Hokage, Senju Togurama, I guess, thought Naruto. After his training, he drank some water, which snuffed any lingering flames of his hunger. So he continued, this also gives him the ability to use water as magical source and food source. Ah, wonders of Dragon Slayer magic, thought Naruto. Even he won't learn much about water and earth Dragon Slayer magics. He can always create attacks and he can use them as water or earth styles to perform his jutsu, and he is satisfied with it. Soon, Naruto's stomach caught up to the fact that he is awake and training, but not eating any meaty food but just elements, and it made its displeasure known by grumbling loudly. Gggggrrrr. Ah, I think I am hungry, said the blonde sheepishly, rubbing the back of his head. Haha. Seems so. What to do? Asked the dragon, amused. Don't you get hungry? Asked the blonde, pointing a finger at him accusingly. No, not really. I will feed of the nutrients that are available in all kinds of living things. That is how I healed you. That is one of my abilities, he said smugly, his chest puffing out. Naruto's stomach didn't agree with him though. Fine, fine. You ungrateful human stomach. Go hunt or something. I'm sure there are some animals in the forest if you search properly, said Aldoran in an annoyed tone. He mumbled about something along the lines of stupid humans and their stupid stomachs, but Naruto didn't pay much attention to it as his stomach is taking his full attention. Naruto along with his clones went into action. All of them has activated their Sharingan to get used to it. This made their search easier. Naruto soon found his catch. There is a group of overgrown ducks wandering around a lake. As he moved closer, they went into the stream to escape. Naruto simply water walked till he reached them and with a kunai, caught some fish instead of ducks. After catching a few of the larger fish by going underwater, Naruto went to the small home that Alderon made, which he lived and started to roast them with a small fire technique. He ate quarter of the catch, stored half of it in a storage space, and took the remaining quarter with him. Hey, you lizard. Do you want some fish? He said, wiggling the large fish in his hand. Alderon peeked his eye to the boy who he is teaching his magic to. It's been a long time since I have ate any food. Ah, you can afford it, then why not? He said, and Naruto threw a large fish into a large cave like a place which, in actuality, is the mouth of the mighty dragon god. It went in without any chewing. It is good. Did you roast it? Asked Alderon, awestruck. Anyone didn't feed him like this, but this human child has chose to do something which is uncommon among dragons. Yep. I used a jutsu or a technique to roast it. Is it nice? Asked the blonde as if talking to another person. Not a hint of fear or trepidation in his tone. I think if you roasted some more, it would be good for me. Got it, said Naruto, and performed some hand signs and spewed a large fireball on the roasted fish. After half a minute of continuous roasting, Alderon said to stop and he gave the dragon another fish. Yes, it is good now. Thanks, brat, said Alderon. Naruto nodded and they continued their training. 2 weeks later, it is break from his training for Naruto and rest day for Alderon. Naruto got curious and asked the first question in his mind. Hey lizard, tell me, are there any people around? Asked Naruto out of curiosity. People, huh? I think there is a small village at least 50 kilometers in that direction, he said, pointed to south. 50 kilometers, you say? We really are in the middle of nowhere, huh? Say, do you think there are any libraries or something there? If there, I could learn more about the civilization and magic in general, asked the blonde. 50 kilometers is nothing for a shinobi as they can travel hundreds of km in a day when going max speed. That means you want a large town to have a library, isn't it right? Let me see, said Alderon and closed his eyes. The first thing he felt was the chakra and magical reserves of Naruto. The brat did have large amounts of magic pools and this other energy is even more potent than ether nano. Some of it is mixing, forming a new combination. I wonder, what would it result in, thought Alderon and continued sensing. He sensed a small village he said about in the south at 50 kilometers range. After passing that, he sensed a medium-sized village at 65 kilometers in the southeast. Past that, he sensed a large village with a high population at around 87 kilometers in the direction of the southwest. He opened his eyes. You have 3 villages within 100 kilometers radius. Small one in south around 50 kilometers, medium one in southeast around 65 kilometers and large one in southwest around 87 kilometers. I think going to large village will save you effort and time, said the dragon. Naruto nodded. He is going to use the new technique he learned from his clan scrolls now. It is called Shunshin no Jutsu or body flicker in this language. He learned it yesterday and practiced it with his clones. His daily routine in the past 2 weeks was to wake up, do morning exercises, go bath and other things. Learn how to use Dragon God Slayer magic from Alderon. The Dragon God is currently teaching him about the Dragon Slayer magic. Learn jutsu from his father's and mother's scrolls simultaneously as 100 clones will learn this and the another 100 that. Eat lunch, practice meditation, try to be one with nature as it a part of the exercise said by Alderon. Practice sealing or runes as it is called in this world. Eat dinner if any or hunt down. Mastering Sharingan at least the basic one and sleep. If you ask him, it is good schedule for Naruto. Naruto had seen so much improvement because of his signature technique learning, with his clones. He would read or listen to the theory, and then create shadow clones to practice them. Using Sharingan to see how the magic molded only makes things easier. Another set of 100 clones will be working on his chakra control as well. Because of the lightweight of it, magic can be controlled easily, but Naruto is trying to implement some way to control it better. Maybe if I learn another type of magic, it would give a clue or something, thought the blonde to himself. All in all, his training is going good, and with the help of his clones, it is progressing fast. He made another 200 clones to train as there is no lesson today. He just started making small wooden pillars. As he started tree hopping, Naruto went through his new life. I had started training with Alderon, progressed a lot. Started my training in ninjutsu and fuinjutsu. That is going good as well. Man, I progressed a lot in this 2 weeks more than the past 6 months in the shinobi world, thought Naruto to himself. Which to his dismay is true. He kept on tree hopping absent-mindedly as it is second nature to him by now. After 2 hours, it has been 2 hours. He used Shunshin when there is large gap and he can cover at least a half a kilometer with it in one go. It is far better when compared to the 10 meters range when he did for the first successful attempt. The scroll said with experience, the user can increase THS speed and distance. And add their own variations to it. Like an elemental Shunshin, Leaf Shunshin is the type he is doing now. He had finally reached the entrance of a village. What he saw stunned him. Fire. Most of the village is covered in fire, burning. A large black cloud had formed upon the village because of the intensity of the fire. An old man was directing people who are trying desperately to snuff the flames by pouring bucket after bucket of water, only for their efforts to go down the drain because of the wood used as the main instrument for construction. Naruto walked up to the old man to ask what is going on. Hey, old man, what happened? Asked Naruto in worry for the townspeople's lives. The old man turned around to see a teenage boy with blonde hair and whisker marks on his cheek. Ignoring his ire at the movement because of the circumstances, he answered the question as calm as he could. The town has caught fire because of an accident, and we are trying to stop it, he said in a sorrowful tone. Can I help you, sir? Asked Naruto. The man looked at him in front of him quizzically. If this helps to minimize the damage and save efforts of my citizens, then why not? Yes, he said, and before he could assign an area for Naruto, Naruto started performing hand seals. Naruto inhaled a large gulp of air and shouted, water style, exploding water wave. And just like that, a large stream of water wave came out of his mouth and flowed past the scrambling citizens and flushed out the fire with it. Due to his jutsu sent in the direction of large buildings and crowd trying to douse the fire from outside, most of the citizens are unharmed. He continued it in all the places of the fire. Wave after wave of water came from his mouth and stopped the still burning wood and buildings. Steam erupted from them as it completely cooled down from the heat caused by the fire. As the citizens stood to the side watching Naruto do everything with an awestruck expression on their faces, Naruto reached a building which had the board of a library. Instead of using water wave as it would make all the books wet and useless, he went in not listening to the shouts of the villagers and doused the flames one by using his clones, and due to the flames obscuring their vision, the townspeople didn't see him using his clones. After all the village was doused, Naruto went to the mayor, who is the old man he spoke to earlier. There, old man. Everything is back to normal now, at least for the most part, he said with a toothy grin. The mayor smiled at the behavior of their savior and patted him on the shoulder. Yes, my boy. It is because of you. We managed to save so many lives and infrastructure and our knowledge, he said, pushing a book into Naruto's hands. Here, take this. This is an ancient magic passed down from generations in our village. Because of none of our citizens are mages, I'm giving this to you as an act of gratitude. This is rightfully yours now, he said with a smile as he placed the book in Naruto's hands. Naruto would generally reject something like this. But something stopped him. He thought about it for a moment. Maybe this is the thing I have missed in my life till now. Being appreciated by someone. Being able to help others. Then he remembered what Aldoran said about guilds. Guilds are a group of mages formed together to do jobs or missions for their clients. He didn't think about it then. A guild is more or less a hidden village, realized Naruto. If I am going to join a guild, it would be a guild which treats its members as its family. If there are no such guilds, then I'm going to start one, said Naruto with determination. He hoped that such a guild exists. Far from Naruto, in a town filled with life and destruction of most powerful guild in Fiori, Magnolia, Fairy Tail Guild Hall, all the members are enjoying themselves. Natsu was shouting about Igneel, Gray was stripping, Kana was using her card magic to see something. Urza and Mira are fighting each other, electricity flying between their eyes. Makarov Dreyer, the third guild master of the most poetic guild of Fiori, was drinking booze while looking at his children go through their day. He is content with it. Suddenly an icy chill ran down his spine. A feeling of dread and déjà vu spread through him. Why do I get the feeling that something more big and important has not joined yet, thought Makarov. Soon, he realized the impact of such person. This is not fair. I have to already deal with the destruction caused by the younger member. Now if this person joins, what will happen to the fate of the guild? This is not fair, cried Makarov comically. The rest of the guild noticed their crying master, but shrugged it off as happy tears. Choas continued, back on the town in Giltina. Thanks, old man, he said, and the old man nodded. You are welcome, my boy. Tell me, why are you here? Asked the mayor. Oh, I was looking for the library to read, he replied. Ah, yes. We have a large one. But it doesn't have any books on magic. The only books it had are common ones like requip, gun magic, etc. The only valuable one is in your hand, and I don't think they are in good condition irrespective of your best efforts, he said, gesturing to the book, and looking away sadly. No need to worry, I am grateful that you have given me this. Thanks, old man. See you around, he said, sun shining away from him. He went to a stall to eat, and remembered the fact that he didn't have any money. But he was welcomed as he saved the village and fed to his heart's content. With his belly full, Naruto started his journey back home. He didn't even look the cover of the book he was given, as he is still excited about his first successful mission which saved so many lives. Yup, I'm going to be an awesome mage, thought Naruto, occasionally doing some acrobatics in the air to show his happiness. After 2 hours, Naruto came to his home in the middle of the forest in Giltina. He saw Aldoran looking at him curiously. He went to the dragon and shouted in joy, You see this, lizard? This is the book given to me as gratitude. The mayor said that this book consists of some kind of powerful magic, he yelled excitedly, making the dragon's sensitive ears scream in pain. Tone down the volume, brat. I'm not a young hatchling to scream with you. Now open the book and tell me what magic it has, he said, gesturing to the book. It says the Slayer magic on it, said Naruto in confusion. Slayer magic? I know about dragon, god and devil Slayer magics. What is this Slayer magic, thought Naruto. The Slayer magic, or the All-Slayer magic, is an ancient and lost magic that is used by mages of ancient times to slay all kinds of beings before the introduction of different creature slayer magics by such specific creatures. It lost its prominence because of dragon, devil and god slayer magics coming into existence. This magic is very potent and powerful. It grants the user to slay any kind of being to the same degree as the others. It is not like specific slayer magics which are taught by such creatures. This magic doesn't discriminate based on species. Its effects are fatal to any species, may it be human, demon, dragon or a god. He stopped reading the points. His eyes widened in shock and surprise. Is that even possible? A magic that can slay anything? Wow! Awesome, danced Naruto like a headless chicken. Now he knew how powerful magic he has got his hands on. Alderon was seeing him with wide eyes. If this brat masters this magic, he will be a greater monster than me. Power to slay any being is just unimaginable. I didn't know such magic exists, thought the dragon. A fox-like grin came to Naruto's face after looking at the dragon. Yep. I'm going to learn this. This is so cool and awesome, he shouted to high heavens. He read more about the magic. The slaying magic is like any other slayer magic as it allows the user to eat the element they learn as a source of energy and food. It grants the user a physiology that doesn't get affected by the other types of slayer magic to some extent. It is not a complete defense but not completely defenseless. The slayer magic consists of only two elements. The two primary elements. Light and darkness. This book has the light element. From the residue magic in the other book, it appears to be destroyed in its sacred place, read Naruto. He felt as if there is a magic in the book speaking to him from the book. He felt somber and grave as he read that line. Wow, this thing can keep track of the other part as well. Cool. Magic was so advanced, I can't help but realize how backwards we shinobi were back in the elemental nations, thought Naruto sadly. To learn the magic, the user has to put his hand in the center of the page and wait for the ancient magic to accept them as its next wielder. But before learning the magic, there is a basic knowledge that the user needs to know about the slayer magic. Unlike the other types of slayer magics, which affect as they come into contact with the specific creature it is taught to slay, the slayer magic depends on the will of the slayer. The intent behind the attack is what decides the outcome of the encounter. If the user has intent, then imagination is their only limit. Read the book, and Naruto had a feeling that this time, it is going to be painful and a lot of it. First though, he should eat and take rest. Traveling 175 kilometers in a day took its toll on Naruto's body as he didn't travel that far in quite a while. Time skip, 1 year. In his first year of training, Naruto trained hard to learn his Dragon Slayer magic along with the Slayer magic. He made leaps and bounds progress in his Dragon Slayer magic as he completely learned the water and earth dragons slaying magics. Alderon first taught him the main elements. After that he taught him the basic techniques in Wood Dragon Slayer magic in the second half of the year. But Naruto mastered them to a different level. He can command the vegetation around him with a mere thought, and no requirement of shouting his lungs out and telling the enemy what he is going to do. Naruto observed a change in him. His manner, behavior and his personality changed slowly to that of a true shinobi. He is more of a shinobi than he was in the elemental nations. His stealth, his intelligence, his tasks had mostly changed to suit his current world. Maybe this is what they mean by adapting to your surroundings, thought Naruto. His use of the all-slayer magic, as he likes to call it, as calling it plain slayer magic is boring according to Naruto, also developed a lot. He can now bend any type of light to his will. He has come up with a way to overcome the weakness of the light element when it is dark. It is a simple but effective method, but now he is training to in the advanced spells. The spells are magic taxing. Even the smallest spells costs lots of magic. If he had to put it in terms of his shinobi language, every technique in the all-slayer magic are at least B rank and high, the basic spells being at the range of C rank. He didn't find any D or E rank in his 1-year training. Every spell he learned is practiced to perfection by his clones. He is currently learning A rank spells. He still had so many more to go. I am gonna do it, believe it, shouted Naruto to himself as he started his training in the various magics he had tasked himself to learn. His verbal tick didn't change though. A fond memory of his recent spar came to the front of his mind. Flashback 2 days ago. Are you ready for a spar, Naruto? Asked Alderon affectionately. Spending time with the blonde boy wonder changed him a lot. They both treated each other like family now. Yes, father. I'm ready, he said, and slipped into his battle stance, which was nothing but standing cross-armed and looking bored at the dragon god in front of him. Cheeky brat, said Alderon, and prepared his attack. Wood dragons encasing pillars, said the dragon, and pillars of wood erupted from the ground on the spit where Naruto stood. Shatter is the only word Naruto said. The wood coming towards him shattered into millions of wood pieces. It is because of the invisible light that splintered the wood into pieces as it traveled at high speeds towards the attacking wood. Water dragon's trident, Naruto called out, his hand changing into the form of a trident, and jumped to attack the dragon. The attack hit, but due to the thick hide, it couldn't pass the skin of Alderon. Naruto touched the stem-like skin, and with a beam of light cut it into pieces, though not much. It left a scratch on the bark-like body of Alderon. Wood dragon's bloom, called out the dragon. Naruto was alarmed and jumped back and made 5 clones. who simultaneously took deep breaths of air. Wind style, great breakthrough, they all said simultaneously. The pollen released by the dragon was dispersed by the large gusts of wind produced by Naruto with his clones. Good, you have at least kept it up for a minute. Train with it more and I'm sure you can keep it for more time. It is just like any dragon's roar, he said, and Naruto nodded. Due to the weakened condition of Aldoran, they didn't continue the spar. But Naruto showed all he had learned to the dragon, who felt proud swell up in his chest. Naruto also showed him his progress in the All-Slayer magic. Though not on the level of mastery, it is coming good. After that Naruto showed him different jutsu he learned from the scrolls left behind by his parents. He didn't learn Haraishin yet, as he is not a real CO master. The potency of his chakra with the ether nanoparticles was enough to learn his mother's chain style. As for Kyuubi's gift, he found out that he is a sensor as well, when Aldoran threw a wood spike at him to wake up, which case he sensed the attack and escaped it. He couldn't control Kyuubi's chakra yet. He is currently at level 15 in total 25 levels of seal mastery. He learned how to draw seals with his chakra alone. After the training session is over, Aldoran spoke the words which made Naruto tear up. In the beginning, when I took you in, I thought about the decision I made. As I don't have much time unless I use the humans as a way of life force, did I make right choice by taking you under my wing, and teaching you my Dragon Slayer magic? But now, seeing your progress, I can happily say that I made the right choice by choosing you, son. I'm extremely proud of you, Naruto, he said with affection towards the blonde. Thank you for taking me in, father, said Naruto. He went closer and flew to the dragon's snout to sit on it. They both shared a moment of father and son. From this day forth, you will be trained in the advanced and secret arts of wood dragons slaying magic. To come for this far in just 1 year is remarkable, Naruto said Aldoran, proudly. Thank you, father, said Naruto, tears falling from his eyes in joy. After a full day of training in advanced wood dragon slayer spells, Naruto slept. The spells are more destructive and draining. With just one spell, he can fill an entire valley with trees if it used. They are like A rank to S rank jutsu. He is trying to create a more powerful version of his Rasengan. He created a basic elemental once like wind-style Rasengan, etc. He stared at his necklace, a reminder of his home along with his headband. From the moment he started learning the wood dragon slayer magic, he felt something from the necklace. It is a stage feeling. A feeling that said I am finally home. He knew the necklace was not ordinary. After all, it belongs to Senju Hashirama, the Shodai Hokage, the man who is known as Shinobi no Kami. He was told by his granny Tsunade that the necklace is worth 3 mountains of cash. And it survived his dimensional travel as well. Why do I feel a connection to the necklace, as it is closer to me than ever, thought the blonde boy. Soon he will find out why. Nighttime, same day, Naruto was fast asleep and is dreaming of ramen and other things he wanted. But suddenly he felt his conscience being dragged to somewhere. He was in a place which is completely white with blue water filling the ground, instead of sewer turned forest of his mindscape. A lone man is seen floating in the air in the middle of a hall. Naruto walked towards him, seeing that he is the only person there other than him. Welcome, Uzumaki Naruto, said the old man in a grave tone. Who are you, old geezer, asked Naruto in confusion. He is sure that he didn't see this old fart. My name is Otsutsuki Hagoromo, or the Sage of Six Paths as you know me, as he said in a calm tone. For the first time, Naruto saw the man as he turned towards him. He was a tall, pale-skinned man, who had deep wrinkles and a strong jawline. He can say that even though the old man is sitting, he had spiky, shoulder-length, pale brown hair, with a chin-length, braided lock hanging in front of his left ear. He also sported a goatee, which was tapered down to his waist. He had a pair of horn-like protrusions extending from either side of his forehead, and also had a red ring-like marking in the center of his forehead, which Naruto didn't know. What? He wore a white, full-length kimono with a pattern of 6 black magatama around a high collar, beneath which he wore a necklace which was also made up of 6 black magatama. On the back of his kimono was a larger, black ring marking with a pattern of 9 magatama arranged in 3 rows of 3 beneath it. But what stood out of the old man were his eyes. Purple, with circles in them, looking at him with sorrow and regret. You may not know me, child. But I know you. You are the ex-transmigrant of my younger son, Otsutsuki Azura, he said. Naruto was confused. Not only the Sage of Six Paths, the man regarded as father of the shinobi in front of him, but now Naruto is a transmigrant. What of his son? His mind just came back in from its holidays and processed everything. His mouth agape, Naruto stared at the old man. You heard me correct, Naruto, he confirmed again, to assure Naruto. Generally, in times like these, Naruto's mind would overload with information and he would get a massive headache. However, because of the last year's conditioning, his mind had caught up to things quickly. So, why are you here? Super Gramps Sage asked Naruto, giving the old sage a nickname, which were generally given to people who are close to him by Naruto. There is a twitch in the old man's eyebrows, but he didn't do much. That is a long story, my child, said Hagoromo, and explained how Indra and Azura are his sons and how they fought, and continued about the creation of 9-tailed beasts and his death, and then how they started transmigrating to settle their dispute. Uchiha Sasuke and you used to be the current generation of transmigrants. Until your untimely departure from our world, he explained the course of events. So does this mean, the man who left me in a blue ethereal form was Azura? Asked Naruto, to which Hagoromo nodded his mind. Yes, he is my son. Why are you here? Will you take me back to elemental nations? He asked, worried that he would lose his new father. Hagoromo gave a bitter smile to him. No, Naruto. Even if I want to, I couldn't. I don't have any power or control over this dimension. Even if I want to give you my power, I couldn't. I thought that you and Sasuke will be the ones to solve the dispute between the brothers. But it is no longer the case. I am straining my powers to a great degree to reach you. I can make it here because of the residue chakra of Azura, which is in you. I am here to say sorry for everything that had happened. I had the power to stop the tear from taking you, but I was too late in making my decision. As I can't give you power, I'll give you knowledge. Knowledge of the wood style used by Hashirama Senju, the previous host of Azura, and then some, he said, tapping Naruto's head with his fingers. Naruto felt a rush of chakra and knowledge with it. There is just so much to process, so he just focused on the sage in front of him instead of the rushing knowledge. Can I do anything that allows me to get your forgiveness for my mistakes? Asked Hagoromo. Naruto thought about it. He thought of rejecting the offer, but if he did that, then what is the difference between his old shinobi self and the current him? Think, Naruto, what do you want most? Family? Family, yes, but you can find it in this world or can start your own. Next best thing, a friend. A friend is someone I wanted for a long time. But because of the Kyuubi, I didn't have any. A friend maybe, said Naruto nervously. He don't know if such thing is possible. A friend, you say? What kind of friend? Shall I give the fox which was sealed in you in any other type? Asked Hagoromo. He should be cool, can talk and able to fly. Flying is cool and my father couldn't show it to me as he is ill. He is talking about Aldoran, and he should be strong as well, as I'm going to create a technique to fly. So a fox, jaguar, lion, tiger, cat, I don't know. I didn't have a good experience with that stupid furball. If you can make it good and friendly, I suppose it is fine, he said, thinking of all types of things he want in his friend. Let me conclude. You want a friend who can talk and fly, strong, and a fox is acceptable, but he should be friendly. Is that what you ask? Naruto asked Hagoromo. Yes, yes, he shouted in excitement. Okay then. Step back, he said, and Naruto stepped back. On Mayatan, Banbutsu Sozo, Inyang release, creation of all things, he said as blue and red fire lit his hands and he combined both of his hands, channeling his chakra into the technique. It is a great strain coming here, but as one last gift to Naruto, he is going to make this possible. He is going to create an animal he never created. Soon, the process stopped and a small orb came into view. Naruto saw the ball. It is in the shape of a magatama. It has a goodish orange cat in it. It is a small cat with its eyes closed. Wow. Amazing, Super Gramps Sage. What is this? Asked Naruto in wonder. This is a jaguar, Naruto. He is going to have all your required qualities. This is one of a kind as he doesn't have any spots like his kind, said Hagoromo, gesturing to the small cub in his hand. What is he called? Asked Naruto in wonder. I didn't name him yet, Naruto. Name him yourself, said Hagoromo, smiling at the wonder in the blonde boy's tone. Sirius. I'm going to name him Sirius, exclaimed Naruto loudly. Sirius. Why that name particularly? He asked curiously. I read about it in a book in the library here. It is a name of the brightest star in the night sky, just like him. Look at him, he had gold fur with tints of my favorite orange in it. I like him, said Naruto in excitement. So Sirius it is then, said Hagoromo, seriously. Yep. When he will wake up? Asked Naruto. It will take time. You will know when he is ready. Only then you are to release him out. Is that clear? He said, and Naruto nodded. Now, Naruto, I hope you will forgive me for my mistakes and move on with your life in this dimension. Can you do that? Naruto asked Hagoromo seriously. Yeah. I can. I have found a father and now a friend. I'll definitely do that, he said in a sad tone. Hagoromo didn't probe him further. I'll be going then. I hope you live a happy and long life, Naruto. Thanks, Super Gram Sage. I wish elemental nations peace as well, he said, making Hagoromo smile at him. I wish too, child. I wish too, he said, and left Naruto in a flash of light. Naruto looked at his new companion and spent the rest of the night seeing him sleep peacefully. And cut. Chapter 2. An unforgettable battle. Naruto woke up the next morning, thinking of all the things happened during the last night to be a dream. But when he went to his mindscape, he saw little Sirius in the ball made by Hagoromo, sleeping happily. Naruto adored the little jaguar. He is in his favorite color, with gold skin, and had a content expression which made him more cute in Naruto's eyes. After some time of watching the small cub, he went to tell his father about his new companion. After explanation, Naruto explained everything happened last night. Aldoran had a blank expression. So let me get this straight, you met this old and powerful guy from your old world, who came to apologize for his inaction. Aha, Naruto replied. He gave you knowledge of this wood style, a variety of my wood dragon god slayer magic in your world, and then some, and as a final apology, he created this small cub for you as you asked for a companion, who you named Sirius, as you thought that name to be perfect from the books you read in that village a while ago. Am I right? Naruto asked Aldoran, bewildered. How is this shit possible, and how can that guy create life out of nothing unless he had some kind of curse or something, thought the old dragon. Yup, Dad. He is currently taking rest. As soon as he wakes up, I'll show him to you, Naruto said cheerfully. Aldoran gave a dragon's equivalent to a sigh. Okay, brat, we will see when he wakes up. Now get back to your training, said Aldoran grumbled, and Naruto happily went on his daily routine. 2 weeks later, Naruto was doing his daily exercise, when he felt something different in him. He immediately went into his mindscape to check upon little Sirius. And sure enough, the small cub's ball had a crack. With excitement, he went closer. A bright light flash went off when he touched the Magatama, and some of his magic energy is drained from him. Sirius opened his big golden eyes to see the person for whom he was created for the first time. He gave Naruto a big toothy smile. A smile which made Naruto's heart flutter. His small canines, though not as big Naruto's, can be seen through all the teeth he had. His skin tone changed into gold with light orange tints at the tips of his ears. His underbelly being a light orange in color. His small gold tail also had an orange ending to it. He has green tribal markings on his forehead like the head of an arrow instead of black spots like General Jaguar, and he had a small green gem around his neck much like Naruto's own. Hello there, Siri. How are you? Asked Naruto cheerfully. Seeing the blonde man smile at him, Sirius's smile widened. I'm fine, what do I call you? Asked Sirius, and to Naruto's surprise, Sirius spoke in his mother tongue, which is the language spoken in elemental nations. Naruto smiled at that. Seems like Super Gramps Sage had made him to speak in my language so that I can remember the language. Awesome. Naruto gave him a wide smile. What do you want to call me, little guy? He asked the small cub teasingly. Hey, who are calling little guy, you big blunt? Yelled Sirius, unable to pronounce words correctly. How cute. I think I should teach you how to spoke the native tongue. Not a big deal. Now you call me friend, buddy, or anything you want. But don't call some nickname. Okay, he said, and Sirius nodded his head. Okay, I'm going to call you Papa for now. Until I find a good name, said Sirius with a serious expression. Naruto felt so much touched by the sentiment of the small cub. He picked him up and hugged him tightly. Thanks, Siri, called Naruto, affectionately. Soon, Naruto felt rumbling. Shit, I didn't tell him about coming here yet. Okay, listen, Sirius, I'm going to introduce to a big lizard. Don't be afraid of him, said Naruto calmly. Sirius gave him a look which said, are you kidding me? To which Naruto gave him a blank expression. Let's hurry, Naruto said, and pulled out Sirius with him out of his mindscape. A few moments ago, in the outside world, Aldoran got worried. The blonde brat said to him that he will be back in a minute, and went somewhere. It's been 15 minutes and Aldoran didn't see his foster son. He smelled him stuck in his spot as if paralyzed. He had enough of this and started moving, causing loud rumblings in the large forest. He sensed Naruto move, but he had another smell with him, and from the smell of it, the being is a small being which felt relatively fresh. Aldoran patiently waited for Naruto's return. Soon, he came into view. He had this small cat with him. It is a boy, he can tell by the smell of the cat. It has golden fur with an orange underbelly, and orange-tinted ears. It had whisker masks like Naruto, and has green tribal markings on his forehead in the form of the head of an arrow. It has a small necklace much similar to Naruto's. Naruto tree-hopped and landed in front of the dragon god, releasing the cub he was holding. See, father, I told you, remember, this is Sirius, he said, showing the cub in the direction of the dragon, holding him with his 2 hands. Sirius's first reaction was to kick his blunt jerk of a father. How in the world is this a big lizard? It is big dragon, thought Sirius. But the big lizard didn't look at him with hunger, he had a confused look on his face. As if he didn't expect this. He got an amused expression soon though. This made Sirius take breath. His fight or flight instincts kicked in as soon as he saw the large dragon. Fear of death came to him, and gave him a life-changing experience. You are the child of my son, huh? Welcome to the family, Sirius said, Aldoran with a small smile, with his sharp teeth poking through his large mouth. Though Sirius didn't understand what the big dragon said, he felt at ease. Sirius felt happy and elated at the same time as Naruto translated it to him. He is safe with these people. He happily played with Naruto and Aldoran, trying to climb the large dragon. When he slipped and fell, his white feathery wings came out, stopping his descent. However, before he could control them, Naruto came in and caught him with practiced ease. Are fine there, buddy? Asked Naruto, looking concerned at his cub of a child. Yes, Papa. I'm good. Now leave me, I wanna fly, he exclaimed with determination. Naruto smiled and ruffled his golden orange ears and repositioned himself and threw him into air while hopping on trees beside him. His efforts for creating a techniques which lets him fly are going, and as his friends started fly, this increased the determination in Naruto to definitely find a technique to fly. He followed him for a while, and after that Naruto started teaching Sirius the language spoken in this world, and continued his training. His current goals for the year are to complete his training in Wood Dragon Slayer magic and start learning God Slayer magic, to completely master the Wood style and other jutsu he was given by Hagoromo, to get more grasp on his Light All Slayer magic, to master the Sharingan, and to complete his elemental variations of Rasengan. With a determined look, he got into his training routine and started his training with renewed vigor. Time skip 1 year. Another year has passed since Naruto was taken by Alderaan as his student and foster son. The dragon's condition only deteriorated since the last year. He is expected to pass on during some time this year. He completed all his goals and started practicing his magics. His Dragon Slayer magic training was completed with his magic being only second to Alderaan strength-wise. His God Slayer magic training started, and before anything, Alderaan taught all the spells and the magic to him, as he had doubt about the possibility of teach Naruto in person as the time passes. When Naruto heard that, his normal eyes turned into Sharingan, and spun wildly and formed into new pattern in the form of a swirl. A red swirl with black lines in it. From the knowledge he gained from Hagoromo, these are called the Manjikyu Sharingan, the evolutionary stage of the regular Sharingan. He didn't know of the powers he gained from it yet, but he is determined to know all the powers he had gotten from these new eyes. As for Sirius, the little cub had grown well in last year. He has a particular liking towards ramen much like Naruto, and the cub had learned new magic in the last year in addition to learning the language of the planet they were on. Sirius grew 2 centimeters tall in the last year and learned how to use transformation magic and sword magic as he practiced with Naruto in spars. They quickly found out that Sirius couldn't keep his transformation magic for long because of his low stamina and endurance. So, Naruto started training Sirius in endurance and stamina training by way of regular push-ups and body exercises. He always carries a wooden sword around him which transforms with him when he uses his transformation magic. When tested for elemental affinities, Sirius had wind and lightning as main affinities and water being secondary affinity. This is a surprise to him and Naruto, as Naruto had all the 5 nature affinities because of one thing or other. After this discovery, Naruto started teaching Sirius some basic jutsu of all the 3 elements Sirius had, and they just completed his training in wind style, wind blade jutsu. As magic doesn't require hand signs and Sirius had magic, he require hand signs, rather he just need the spell name, and know how to use the magic. This is another discovery Naruto made. He doesn't require hand signs as he had magic as well. Magic is easy to build when compared to chakra and control as well, but in potency-wise, it is weaker than chakra. Naruto had found that he 2 types of containers in him. One which has his chakra and magic and other one for only magic. And obviously the former is Lagerton the latter. He can add one to another and vice versa, and he can change what he want to use. He can simply switch between them. Currently, he uses his magic first and chakra magic mix later. For all his jutsu and techniques of elemental nations, he used the chakra magic mix, and all the spells taught and learned in this world, he uses his magic reserves. But one thing is sure, when he uses his chakra magic for this world's techniques, their potency, destructive capabilities and strength increases by nearly 3 to 5 times. The stronger the technique, the more it damages with his chakra magic added into the mix. He couldn't use his jutsu with pure magic though, but apply same principles to make them with magic. He was currently learning a new technique called Light Slayer magic, Light Ray, which in essence makes him travel at the speed of light. He is trying it out while Sirius and Alderaan are in a safe distance from him. The technique makes his body encase in light particles and shoot him like a light beam. He flew into air with a little magic and initiated the technique. He chose a direction and angle. He applied his magic and shot in southern direction like a star. Naruto didn't know where he is going to land. But because of his mastery over Hiraishin, he can simply teleport to his home without any trouble. But he didn't accept the jaw-shattering punch he got as soon as his momentum slowed. He shot violently in the opposite direction and hit a person in his attempt to escape and hit the ground. The person, because of his built-up speed and the powerful punch, Naruto hit him like a freight train and the poor guy fell unconscious as soon as Naruto hit him. Ow ow. Who the hell hit that hard, groaned Naruto, rubbing his sore cheek. For a second he thought he lost his cheek and jaw. It was like one of Tsunade's beatings to Jiraiya. If it is any other person, Naruto didn't have any doubt that they would pass out with a broken jaw. He rubbed his cheek and soon it healed. He saw a tall, muscular man with shoulder-length orange hair in a slicked-back fashion and a stubbly beard. His heavily muscular body and his chest sport scars, which are not much severe, and his black mark, which Naruto didn't recognize. The majority of his torso is bandaged, as were his right forearm and left shoulder. His attire is rather simple. He wears a long, black, high-collared and tattered cloak with shoulder plates. Around his waist is a simple belt. He also wore loose-fitting dark pants, complete with a metal plate on his waist. He is looking at Naruto sheepishly. Sorry there, kid. I didn't see you coming. By the way, where did you come from? Asked the man walking towards Naruto's direction. Naruto got a brilliant idea. If I can test my strength against this guy, I'll have a rough estimate of how strong I got and any improvement is needed in my fighting style or technique as he is looking. Pretty strong, thought Naruto, and the proverbial light blinded the man for a minute because of its brightness. Hey old man, fight me, said Naruto. Naruto made a clone, who stood to the side activating his Sharingan to observe the battle detail to detail. When Naruto said that word, Gildarts had a flashback of a certain pink-haired dragon slayer. You remind me of Brat I know, kid. Now I think it is not good to challenge man who punched you, is it, said Gildarts in a chiding tone. No, it is not that. But I want to test my limits, and you seem strong, said Naruto in a whining tone. He made another clone and it dispelled immediately. This is to inform his father and friend to not worry about him. Gildarts raised an eyebrow at that. Is that a thought projection? Then why did it disperse? Nah, it's nothing, he dismissed. Okay, but I won't go hard on you. But I'll fight, gave in Gildarts as the teen seemed persistent. Yada. Thanks, old man. I'm going to fight seriously and I hope you can do the same, he said, and Naruto dropped into his battle stance with his legs relaxed and widespread, his hands on his chest and a bored look in his face, and to his surprise, Gildarts also dropped into the same stance. Looking at Naruto bored, Naruto concluded that the old man is not going to attack, and as he asked for the fight, he should, and started sprinting towards Gildarts. Gildarts was momentarily surprised by the speed at which the teen moved. He is certainly fast, thought Gildarts. Naruto came in front of him and kicked, punched only to get no response as the man's hand moved at the same speed to match his speed. Naruto increased his speed. Soon, Naruto's hands and legs are moving in a blur to get a kick or punch on the man. But to his surprise, the man matched his each blow and every move with his two hands. He knew this is futile and changed tactics. He went back and imbued his hands and legs with light magic and started a flurry of kicks, jabs, hooks and punches, only to get blocked by the man. As his hands covered by orange light, the man's covered with white light, and his magic got crushed. My magic is being crushed, thought Naruto, and stopped his physical attacks. Okay, tough guy. You are going to witness my magic, he shouted and started charging his magic. A large golden bow formed in Naruto's hand and Naruto set his attack and launched it towards his enemy. Light style, light arrow, he said as didn't want to reveal his magic to a stranger, and arrows made of pure light started bombarding Gildarts. However, they got crushed as they met a barrier made with his magic which reflected or nullified the arrows upon contact. Fire style, great file annihilation. Wind style, great breakthrough, Naruto yelled, changing and using his chakra magic to attack. The combination of both fire and wind had formed into a large inferno and attacked Gildarts relentlessly, only to dissipate with a single blast of the man's magic shot by him towards the attack. You are really good, old man, said Naruto. He made a large bow, which is 3 to 5 times larger than before, and pulled its string back. Instead of small arrows like before, a large arrow which is 3 foot long and a foot thick formed in Naruto's hand. Giant's arrow, said Naruto and launched it towards the man. Gildarts sensed the magic energy in the arrow and strengthened his barrier more. He made his magic make a large set of small barriers which enveloped each other, and started to wait for impact, and it soon happened. Boom! A large explosion is heard as soon as the impact took place, and Naruto knew that his opponent is not even scratched as he sensed him increased strength of his barrier. And as he expected, the man is standing in the same position. Out of all the 10 barriers he made only 1 barrier left protecting him. That attack had some power, kid, said Gildarts, and Naruto smirked at him. Gotcha, he said and vanished in a puff of smoke. A sword made of light energy impacted his barrier with the force of an elephant, and it cracked into pieces. As it was moving towards Gildarts, he caught it with his bare hand, stopping its movement. He crushed the magic with his own. However, underneath light, he saw a sword, a beautiful sword which is currently trying to cut him with its sharp edge and fighting against his magic. Damn, that's one good sword right there. It is not only fighting my magic, but it is cutting through it like butter. What is this sword? Its magic energy is so potent, thought Gildarts. Okay, I admit. You are good. Light magic is rare and your magic actually causing me pain. What else do you have? You have pushed me to 15% of my power with that last attack of yours, which in itself is a great feat for a kid your age. I must admit, that sword of yours is something else. It didn't even budge by my magic. What can you do, said Gildarts, enjoying the battle for once. He said the last sentence in a teasing tone. Naruto got a malicious smile. The old unknowingly gave me the idea. My magic seems weaker than his. How about I use the mixed variant in my attacks, thought Naruto, and soon, a heavy magic pressure hit the arena, creating cracks in the ground. Scatter, he said, and small pieces of light needles scattered around the battleground, which is mess with craters and holes. Naruto with his hands, controlled every light needles with his hand moments, and started attacking Gildarts with his light needles. As they are countless and can be attacked Gildarts from all directions, he doesn't have a particular idea of where that strikes. It is just, they are so many of them. Damn, he is pushing me to use more than 15%, thought Gildarts, and increased his energy output and started attacking the light needles. With practiced ease, he just punched into air and shit shock waves which shook the ground. White light came about his hands and started attacking the scattered needles, but suddenly, all the white energy released by Gildarts was sucked into a particular direction. Naruto ate all the white light and had a large smile on him. Your magic is so much tasty and powerful, you know, said Naruto with a large smile. Gildarts couldn't believe it. Someone just ate his magic. He saw Natsu eat fire like nothing, but to eat his magic, the crush magic, is something entirely different for the ace of fairy tale. He just looked gobsmacked at the teen in front of him. His magic, the crush magic, is highly uncontrollable even for a man like him, and this teen ate it like nothing and stood there with a large grin on his face. Damn, this kid is strong. To eat a powerful magic like mine is not an easy feat. I must be careful with him, thought Gildarts, and increased his power output to 25% instead of normal 5% increase from 15%. His opponent is strong and he is not going to be defeated by this child. Naruto noticed the increase in power output and prepared his magic. He don't want to use his Wood Dragon Slayer magic, as the sole purpose of this test is to test his limit in his All Slayer magic. Gildarts charged for the first time in their battle. He is fast and his strikes are relentless. For Naruto, it is like dodging all the shurikens of Itachi at the same time, the rogue shinobi being an expert in the technique. He got so many hits, and even though they won't last long, they showed his inexperience in fighting. He started to increase his light spells as well, engulfing his limbs in sword and light to increase their strength, durability, speed and precision. It is a battle of attrition, and Naruto knew that he can outlast the man if it comes to that. But he also knew that the old goat is not going to allow that. Gildarts charged at Naruto with his fist engulfed in crush and managed to hit the blonde. Naruto in response charged his signature spell, which has the potential to destroy mountains if left unchecked. His hand was engulfed in a swirl of blue chakra, making a swirling sound. As his hand engulfed in the blue chakra, the attacks smashed against each other. They couldn't bear the amount of power in it, and so a thin layer of white was added into the mix. Naruto started adding his light magic as well. Both the fighters were thrown back violently in the clash of power. Naruto had enough. Okay, old man. You managed to push me this far. I'm going to use one of the most destructive techniques in my arsenal. How you react is up to you, said Naruto seriously, and just like before, a blue sphere started rotating in his hand. But soon, it had changed into a four-bladed shuriken with white endings spinning wildly around the now teal ball of energy. It is making a screeching as if bladed are grinding against each other. Upon seeing the technique, Gildarts went on high alert. It is not a normal technique, and he can feel the power of the technique from his position, which is 20 meters from the blonde. Shit, I must not go back for this, thought Gildarts, and increased his power again. Wind style, Raisin Shuriken, yelled Naruto, and threw the ATTK in the man's direction. Gildarts built up large amounts of crush magic and charged it towards the upcoming attack. They both collided. But the destructive technique Naruto threw was more powerful. He increased his output more and they both cancelled each other out, again. Gildarts charged, but this time, he used all the built-up power in his punch and punched Naruto in the chest. Naruto was thrown away into the forest like a ragdoll, hitting and destroying so many trees and finally crashing into a large rock, which stopped his momentum. But there is his body-size hole in the rock because of the impact. All the air his lungs left him upon impact of the punch. Few drops of blood came out of his mouth. You did it, kid. You pushed me to use 25% of my power. Congratulations. If you continue like this, you are going to be monster in the future, said Gildarts jovially. But for Naruto it is different. As he doesn't know the guy who he is fighting with, he assumed that just pushing him to 25% of his power is not enough for someone who trained under a dragon god for 2 years and had a powerful magic with him. He felt outclassed. He felt defeated. That burned a lot in his chest. His 2 years of progress went down the drain in front of this man. He is not going to accept defeat. If he did, there is no difference between the current him and the Naruto 2 years ago when he came to this world. Something snapped him. I am not going to give up, screamed Naruto in rage. In a desperate way of prove to himself that he is not weak, Naruto's already activated Sharingan changed into his Manjikyu form. Suddenly a flow of knowledge came into his mind and he uttered the one word which is going to cause fear in his future enemies. Susanoo, Naruto said, and an orangish-red ethereal flame formed around Naruto, engulfing him in its bright flames. A skeleton structure soon formed around Naruto with a hand lifting him up from the ground. His eyes changed into his Manjikyu form, filled with rage and frustration. He walked towards the shocked man. He is staring at the ethereal structure which engulfed the teen in awe and a tint of amazement. Wow, it is really majestic, thought Gildarts. He didn't see a manifestation like this before, and he is going to enjoy this battle even more. He increased his power output to 30%. The ethereal form charged, with a hand forming out of nowhere with a red ethereal sword in it. He dodged the attacks of the sword, but soon they became more precise and struck him. He was thrown back a few feet, but he stood his ground. He attacked with his body engulfing in the crush magic, and dodging all attacks, and went straight for Naruto and punched the Susanoo, as he called it. It cracked, but soon it repaired itself and thrust its sword in his direction, and he barely managed to dodge it. But a small cut appeared on his left hand. He was surprised. This teen had managed to draw his blood out. Very impressive. I don't want to think what he will become in 5 years, thought Gildarts, and increased his power output to 35%. The battle became even as both combatants were at a standstill when Naruto attacks. Gildarts dodges and manages to punch Naruto once in 10 tries with a small cut there for him. Soon, because of his inexperience in using the Susanoo and it being his first time, Naruto lost his ultimate offense and defense warrior and fell to the ground, exhausted. He didn't get exhausted more than a few times in the last few years. He fell from the dispersing ethereal structure, but just before he could hit the ground, he was caught by the same man who fought him. Easy there, kid. You fought well. I didn't use that much power in some time, and you made me use my power, and gave me the taste for the battle in a long time. You should be proud of yourself, as I didn't see a teen your age with this much power. That was a good fight. If possible, I'll be looking forward to another fight, kid. Take care, I must go as I am on a job. See ya, said the man while adjusting Naruto against a tree. He gave him one last smile and with a goodbye, he left the now destroyed forest area. Naruto took nutrients from the surrounding forest and recovered in 15 minutes. With one hand gesture, all the forest grew back as if nothing happened. He filled the craters with soil he created using his earth magic and left the place in a flash. It has been 2 hours already and they are fighting for 2 hours straight without any break. Forest, Giltina? Naruto appeared in a flash and immediately got tackled by his feline companion. What are you doing till now, you idiot? I got worried, he said while scratching Naruto's face with his clawless hands. Easy there, buddy. I just fought a mage. A strong one, he said calmly. Aldrin took note of Naruto's clothes. It seems like an interesting battle, said Aldoran, and Naruto nodded. Yes, father, it was. He crushed my light all-slayer magic as if nothing and I had to use more destructive techniques on him which did not scratch him. I got enraged and unlocked a new technique of my Manjiki Sharingan which managed to push him to 35% of his total power and at last, I couldn't maintain it for long and lost to him, Naruto said in a disappointed tone. What did you learn from this, son, asked Aldoran as he could sense a but in the statement. I understood to never underestimate any enemy, and I need a lot of improvement to get to his stage. This encounter managed to open my eyes to the reality of the cruel world we are in. No matter what, there will be a person stronger than you, said Naruto in conviction. He understood that like Shinobi world, this world is not solely black and white. It has good side and dark side. The man managed to make him realize that there are people stronger than him exist in the world out there. So, he should train hard to be the strongest so that he won't lose anyone dear to him again. His eyes shone with determination stronger than ever, and he threw himself in a rigorous training from the following day, not stopping until he proves himself to be strong enough to face the world at large. And cut. Chapter 3. Irreplaceable Loss and Departure. Naruto stared into the star-filled sky of the night. It has been 3 years since he came to this world called Earthland. His training had ended well with his father, the wood dragon god, Aldoran. He had managed to master all his magic and other techniques to a new heights. His father has named him his perfect successor, 4 months ago. Naruto had been so proud that day. Flashback. Wood dragon god's secret art. Awakening of Aldoran, said Naruto, and a large wooden structure formed out of pure wood from the trees in the forest into a giant dragon, which is 100 meters tall and 75 meters long. The wooden structure stood there without movement, as if waiting for orders. Aldoran looked proudly at the wooden structure. Marvelous, Naruto. It's simply marvelous. You have created a living replica of me. I'm amazed by your progress and speed. You have mastered the lost magics of dragon and god slayer in just 3 years. It is an unbreakable feat. I'm very proud of you, son. I hereby name you the perfect son I have always wanted and the most capable successor who has the power and potential to defeat Acnologia. You are my perfect replacement to the world, said Aldoran, his chest swelling up in pride and his large mouth in a smiling shape. Naruto jumped into air to hug his father, and he successfully did it by sitting on the large snout of the dragon and hugging it. They shared a moment of silence after which Sirius landed beside Naruto, ending the moment of father and son. Naruto hugged Sirius, and he returned the gesture. They both had become very good friends rather than a father and son. Now, Naruto. As your training is completed, what will you do? Asked Aldoran. Naruto thought about. He thought of searching for the guild he thought about. He stopped that train of thought as he remembered the fight he had with that man. The man who defeated Naruto and showed him the reality of the world. I'm going to train more until I'm sure I can take everything that is out there, father. I don't want to repeat the same scene when I face that man again, said Naruto with determination. Aldoran nodded. He knew well how valuable lesson that man thought Naruto was. Well then, as we are done with your training, I have one last thing to test before I can rest in peace, said Aldoran in a stern tone. Naruto was confused. Aren't all the tests completed already? Am I not ready yet? With a few thought flying through the blonde boy's head. No need to worry, son. I just want to see the condition of your soul. You see, when a dragon trains someone in their magic, they tend to become dragons. So we have a way to stop it. As it could cause the person who became a dragon to lose control of themselves and cause destruction to everything and everyone around them. This is not harmful or anything, but it is just a precautionary measure, said Aldoran soothingly, and Naruto nodded in acknowledgement. Just close your eyes and I'll take care of the rest, said Aldoran, and put his large clawed hand on Naruto's head. Naruto closed his eyes and went into Mindscape, and to his surprise, his father was there with him. What are you doing here, father? Asked Naruto, surprised. I'm surprised to see you, son. Is this the place you often me tell about? Your Mindscape? Asked the dragon in awe as it has the replica of Konoha and her forest. Yes, father. This is my Mindscape. Everything relating my birth parents was here. I met them here, when I was sent to this world 3 years ago. I talked to them here when there is no time for such things. They told their love to me here. When all the world around me shattered into pieces and I traveled in the void between dimensions. And finally, I lost them here as everything around me merged with me as I am only the suitable vessel. Before they went, they gave their most prized techniques and gave me these eyes, which made me more stronger. I am thankful to them as much as I love them. I was left alone because of this massive 9-tailed fox which is sealed into me by my father. He told me his regrets for putting such a burden on me, and I am amazed by my old man's trust and confidence in me, father. He is my idol for my whole life back then. But no, he became my hero with my mother. The people who saved my life by sacrificing their own, and in the process of saving me, they saved thousands of lives. Though they are not here, I'm proud to be their son, father, as much I am proud to be your student and son, said Naruto emotionally, turning to Aldoran at the end. The sincerity and love he said those words with made Aldoran even prouder of his son. He is the perfect one, that is the only way Aldoran can put it. I'm proud of you too, son, he said. After some time he came back to his senses and turned to Naruto with a serious expression. Now, Naruto, I want you to just meditate while I do my work, is that clear? He asked, leaving no place for argument. Naruto nodded his head, and Aldoran left Naruto's midscape in search of the thing he came here for, the dragon seed. It is a plant-like organism that forms inside the body of a human who uses dragon slayer magic that begins the process of dragonization. A dragon seed is one of the 3 known side effects of a human learning the magic, starting with their bodies producing dragon-like features such as scales. The only known method to permanently combat a dragon seed from completely transforming one is for a host dragon to perform a dragon soul technique ritual on a host dragon slayer to cure their transformation with antibodies that are dispersed from the dragon residing in their body. The dragonization can also be temporarily stopped by separating the dragon slayer magic from its user with the use of a separation enchantment. Aldoran could still remember the abomination Agnologia has become because of incomplete dragonification, as he is a self-taught dragon slayer. He doesn't want his son to be one such thing. These are the methods mostly used by dragons. By using the first one, the 5 dragons came to this time with their children. Aldoran was surprised when he didn't sense any dragon seed in Naruto. All the dragon slayers who were taught by dragons have one. For Naruto to not have it rang alarms to Aldoran. It must be either 2 cases. First, Naruto has something that stopped the dragon seed from forming and taking root, or the second one being Naruto didn't have one, as he is not strong enough for it to take root. Aldoran know well that his son is a strong and powerful dragon slayer. He dares say that Naruto can slay him if it comes to that. But he hoped that whatever that caused the missing dragon seed is something really protected Naruto from it. Let's see, he thought as he delved into the innermost parts of Naruto's mind where the dragon seed generally resides. What he saw shocked him. There was a big tree, a tree which is colossal and had only 2 roots, going deeper into Naruto's body. The tree, which is larger than him in size, had black stem with fresh leaves on it. The first root, which Aldoran searched deeper, lead to the necklace Naruto is wearing with the green gem in it. It is the primary source of power for the tree. While the second root lead to the red chakra, which was currently roaming mindlessly in Naruto's mindscape, which is being purified and stored through the tree in that necklace. The necklace has lots of chakra, which is the energy Naruto called exist in his world, and it is slowly siphoning off the other chakra in Naruto. From what he could remember, it belonged to someone who also used wood style back in his world. Seems like this thing is much more than what it appears to be, thought Aldoran. This made him relieved of the fact that his son is not going to become a mindless dragon and cause unwanted chaos. My worries are for nothing then, as I have taught him all I could. I could only hope he lives a long and happy life, thought Aldoran, and went back to the outside world. Outside world. Naruto saw his father's eyes open. He looked at him with pride and contentment. Naruto waited for his father to speak, as Sirius was sitting beside him on a rock. Son, I deem you worthy now. You are ready, Naruto. You can go now. I officially conclude our training, said Aldoran. Naruto got tears in his eyes, but he doesn't want to leave his father in this condition alone, as these are his last breaths. As a last gift, I want to give you something, said Aldoran, and Naruto looked at him with worry. He don't want to strain his father further. Aldoran's large clawed hand touched Naruto's neck, specifically his necklace. There was a green glow of light, and Naruto could sense it to be something potent and unreal by the amount of magic in the air. There, I imbued with something I entrust you to master. It would help you in your life more and defeat Agnologia. If you master it, said Aldoran, and Naruto nodded his head vehemently. I'll do it, father. I'm going to master and prove to the world that your efforts are not in vain, said Naruto with determination and conviction. Aldoran nodded. Good, son. Now go on, go and start your journey, said Aldoran, but Naruto stayed put. No, father. I can't do that. I want to stay with you as long as you are alive, he said, and Aldoran felt another pang of pride hit him. As you desire, child, said Aldoran, and settled in a sleeping position. Naruto with Sirius went and sat on his large hand. Time skip, 3 months. It is end of October, and Naruto just came out of the house which Aldoran constructed for him to live. It has been a week since Aldoran passed away, and though he had Sirius to console and Aldoran told him to not grieve of his death, Naruto couldn't hold back. He cried on the grave he had made for his beloved late father. They had just celebrated his 15th birthday few weeks prior. They were very happy on that day. Aldrin told that he is happy to see his son's birthday one last time. But he couldn't forget the moment his father left the world of living forever. Flashback, 1 week ago. Son, I think this is it. I can feel it. Take good care of yourself and Sirius. Be a dragon god slayer that makes your father proud, said Aldoran in a shaky tone, as he could feel his death approach. It is not a good feeling if you ask him, but it is to be accepted nonetheless. No, father. Please, I don't want to be alone, again said Naruto, tears falling like a waterfall from his eyes. Hey, I'm still with you, yelled Sirius, annoyed. Though if observed properly, drops of tears fell from his eyes as well. He is right, Naruto. You still have him. Why are you so over-emotional now? We both know it is going to happen someday. Luckily, I'm leaving this world with far more satisfaction than I could ever thought of. It is because of you, Naruto. I feel complete now in my life. I entrust the rest to you, son. Live a long, happy life filled with adventures and love. Find someone who can fill the gap that I and Sirius couldn't from the last 3 years. Stay happy and bring good name to your dad. Be proud of your heritage and cautious of acnologia. That's what I say as my last words. Take them to heart and be a good son, Sirius said, Alderon, his breath stopping in middle of his speech. Sirius nodded his head. I'll be, Big Lizard, said Sirius, calling him with the name Naruto introduced him to Alderon. Yeah, I'll be too, overgrown caterpillar, said Naruto along with Sirius. This made Alderon smile. He didn't ever dream of dying this peacefully, but this felt good. Goodbye, my children. I wish you my blessings in your endeavors, and remember, I'll be watching you from nature, he said with one last toothy smile. No words came out of Naruto's or Sirius's mouth. They just smiled at him, and just like that, he dispersed in millions of golden light particles, that even if Naruto tried can't eat to preserve his father, his hands passed right through them as if he is a ghost. He couldn't hold it anymore and gave a roar of sorrow and loss. The person who took care of him was gone. He is again left all alone, but this time with a goal and a friend with him. Soon, the light particles dispersed into the air, going in all directions, filling the very nature with potent ether, nano, and magic. Naruto couldn't hold it. He went and made a grave to his father. It read, "Here lays the dragon god of nature." A prideful dragon, a proud father, and a satisfied overgrown caterpillar. Naruto smiled at the last sentence. His father didn't like being called a caterpillar. He despised that name with his very being. Naruto gave him that name affectionately. He only called it few times, but it brought him joy when Alderon laughed with him when he called him with that name in good humor. Those brought more tears to them. He silently cried away the loss of his beloved father. Flashback end. Now, after a week after his death, Naruto finally managed to pull himself together. He is ready to face the world now. As an act to preserve the sacred ground he trained with his father, Naruto manipulated the forest into a large dome forming into a large cave. No one but him going to know this place, and he left a Horatian mark on the edges and all over the place to come whenever he wanted to. He made a barrier with his rune magic, Fuinjutsu, closing the place to the outside world. With one last look at the place he called home for more than 3 years, Naruto began his journey with Sirius taking flight into air and shooting towards south, to the town he frequently visited. In the depths of the barriers and cave system constructed, a small seed took root, going deeper into the earth, taking more water for its life and sustenance. A small hole made in the roof allowed a single ray of sunlight to hit it directly. What is this seed and how did it manage to survive all the changes the dragon god father and son made to the landscape is unknown. Will it be able to endure all the tests and harsh climates of the world, is to be seen. Its future unclear, its fate undecided. What will this single seed do to this world is a mystery. Caramel Town. The town which Naruto saved 3 years ago was called Caramel, a town in Giltina. Naruto landed in front of the gates of the town, which managed to recover from the fire accident 3 years ago quickly. It is now bustling with people. Naruto stared at the bustling town with nostalgia. He would often come to this town to do odd jobs and pile up on supplies of food when he tried something new and show Sirius around. The townsfolk has become fast friends with him, offering jobs from time to time which gave some money. He had piled up few 100,000 jewels, the currency of this world. Compared to the Rio he was used to in the elemental nations, these are very different. He and Sirius would spend thousands of jewels on ramen alone when they come here, eating to their heart's content. He turned to his foster son, friend, who was looking at the town in intrigue. You didn't see it this bustling last time, right? He asked, and the feline huffed. How can I, when you leave me alone with that lizard and come here, he said in a mock-hurt tone. Now, Siri, don't need to act all disappointed on me, he said, and Sirius sighed. Right. So what do we do? He asked, turning to his papa. I'm thinking of searching for a guild to join. You know where? The members are treated as family. Yeah. I know. I think you have good about a few thousand times to me. Well, that's the plan. Let's say our goodbyes and we can move on with our journey, said Naruto, and Sirius nodded. Hi is what Sirius replied with. Mayor office, town hall. They went to get Mayor, the same old man who Naruto met 3 years ago. As soon as Naruto entered, he was given immediate appointment as he is still remembered as a hero in the village, which ironically, the people of Konoha failed to do. He knocked on the door 3 times and waited for the answer. A muffled come in after, Naruto was sitting in front of the mayor, sipping freshly made green tea. Naruto, my boy. It's a surprise. How are you? Fine, old man. I'm doing well. This is Sirius, my friend, said Naruto, gesturing to the jaguar, who was sipping tea with his 2 hands like the 2 humans. Ah, he is good cub, said the old man, opening his almost closed eyelids a little. Yo, replied Sirius lazily. This generally would surprise people. But when you meet a guy who does feats which are impossible to most mages like Naruto, and live near the sacred forest of the wood dragon god Alderon, you get adjusted to things and surprises like these. Yes. It is good to meet me, my boy, replied the old man as if talking to a small boy. Same here, old man Yama, said Sirius. Which made the old man chuckle. So, what are you here for? You won't come to me unless it is serious, said the mayor, Yama, calmly. Well, I have decided to go on my journey to the world out there, said Naruto, seriously. Well, that is sad to hear. But, it is to be expected, I guess. What help could I be in this endeavor of yours? Well, I don't have any knowledge of anything except for this continent. If possible, can you provide me with some maps and other materials, asked Naruto. It's an easy thing to provide. Do you need anything else, son, asked the old mayor with a kind smile. No, I think I have essential money and food to go on. Just some maps and information about guilds. Guilds, you say? As in places where mages work, asked the man for confirmation, to which Naruto nodded. Well, we have the oldest guild in history here in Giltina. If you like, you can go there. That's it. Don't you have any other information on them other than the one here, he asked, somewhat disappointed, and the old man scratched his beard, thinking. I have heard that Alicatasia has some guilds. I'm not sure, but I think you have a good chance there than finding the old guild somewhere here as it may in any condition, he said, and Naruto nodded. What he said is also true, as the old guild might be in any condition and might not accept people. He don't have much information about it, and in his world, information is power. What is this Alicatasia, asked Naruto, and the old man chuckled. Yes, I have forgot that you haven't left this continent before. Wait here, let me bring a map, he said, and brought a map. See, this is Giltina. We are here, near the southeast tip of the continent. You have two other continents. One is Alicatasia, which is towards southwest to us, here he said, pointing to a large chunk on land which is to Naruto's left-hand side. And the other one is Ishgar, as most of it far is east to us, but Ishgar is to southeast. Here he said, pointing to an archipelago which has so many countries in it. These continents have more guilds there than in Giltina. So you may try your luck there, he said, gesturing to the map. Naruto copied the map with his Sharingan, memorizing each and every bit of it. And here are some things that you may find useful, he said, giving Naruto a bag which contains some water containers and glasses and some food in it. Thanks, old man. I don't think it would be this easy to understand without your help, said Naruto, and gave the old man a kunai. For the mayor, the boy gave him a strange knife which has some intricate designs on it. What is this, he asked, looking it closely. It's one of my tools. If your village is in any kind of trouble, just through the kunai. I'll be there to help you, he said with a confident smile. I'm grateful for this, my boy. We thank you and we all wish a happy journey, he said, opening the door to the hall, where most of the population of the town gathered to give him a farewell. Naruto had tears of joy. He didn't receive anything like this when he was in Shinobi World. He rubbed his eyes of the tears and replied, Thanks, you guys. I'll always remember you. Call me if you have any trouble. See ya, he said, stepping outside and walking towards the gate of the village, Sirius following behind him. He had odd expressions as he didn't see these many people gather in his life. With a smile he also waved at them, to which he got cheers in return. Have a happy journey, Naruto. Be safe, okay? If you want, come here. We are always happy to help. And in between all these he heard a few I love you, I'm gonna miss you, will you marry me from younger generation of the crowd. He just chuckled, and as he reached the gate of the village he turned back and gave them in least salute. See why, he yelled, and got cheers and loud screams in encouragement. Sirius stood beside him and gave him a nod, and they both vanished in smoke, surprising most of the town folk. Forest outside town, Caramel. Okay, let's see. We are here, Naruto said, gesturing towards the X mark on the map which the old man drew. Old man said, going to Alicatasia has some guilds. So, we are going to try there, said Naruto with a feral grin. What if there is such guild there? What will we do, asked Sirius. If there are guilds in Alicatasia and not to our liking, then we will search in, Ishgar, the closest continent. If there is no guild there as well, we will start a new one where we like most in our journey, he said, and Sirius nodded. They both took to the air and traveled southwest with Sirius his wings out, and Naruto using his Earth Dragon Slayer magic to fly. Naruto has found 3 ways. First, using his Earth Dragon Slayer magic, he reduces the density of his body, making him lighter than, which enables him to fly. He had found it after his fight with that man, and practiced it to perfection. Earth Style, Lightweight Jutsu, is the name he gave the jutsu. Second method is by using his Wind Style. Wind Style, Air Current, is a jutsu created by Naruto using his Wind Style, his strongest affinity before addition of the Lacrima. Now it is on par with his Dragon Slayer magic, but it consumes more magic than the Dragon Slayer magic to use, as it not his dragon element. But it is useful nonetheless. It can move at the speed of sound at its peak and can break the sound barrier. The third and most fastest is the Light Style, Light Wave. It is a technique he can use to fly at the speed of light. He intended this after experimenting it so many times and injuring himself so much. Though his control of the light had improved a lot, it consumes relatively more magic compared to his other magics. He deduced that as it is a primary element like the one of the duality without which life is not possible, it consumes more magic, and it is potent as well. And finally, he can fly using his Susanoo. He found that Susanoo has stages, and at its full body form, it has wings to fly. He tried it with his wood style as well, but he always needed some type of support to maintain the balance in the air. So he dropped it. He likes using all of them and uses the earth style one more as it is simple and is almost like breathing to him, and Sirius can keep up with him in this one when compared to the other two methods. Soon, as they traveled, Naruto saw ground after a vast gap of water below. He thought going underwater, but after reminding himself of Sirius, he settled for enjoying with him on beach later. He did miss the shores and sea as his first real mission in the shinobi world took place near them. He felt more connected to them now, as he also had Water Dragon Slayer magic as well. They both kept their pace and flied happily in the air until Sirius saw something. "Naruto, look," he said, pointing to a dust cloud. Naruto, who was deep in thought about his experiences, turned in the direction to see where Sirius is pointing. "Okay, I can sense a large magic signature there. Stay here, Siri. I'll go and check," said Naruto seriously. Sirius don't like when Naruto protects like a small child, always taking all the action, but by the tone he used and from the seriousness in his face, he can understand that it is something serious. Though he knew Naruto would not let anything happen to him, if something was to happen, Naruto can heal him. He knew Naruto would. Sirius just floated in the air with a constant flow of wind magic. Naruto soon landed on the ground and went close to the dust cloud when a spike of sand shot out of the dust to catch him. From highly honed instincts and highly flexible body, Naruto moved to the way. The spike disappeared immediately. Well, seems like I have got a good bug to deal with here," said a male voice. Naruto could see through all the sand clearly. He saw a boy, who might be 13 to 14 years old. He is dark-skinned, had growing muscles and of average height with large, thick, brown hair that juts out wildly in every direction, which has a black cloth in the style of bandama holding it from falling on his eyes. He wears a thin light green color shirt with beige color pants with some pockets on them. He is staring at Naruto with a superior smirk on his face. "You bug, name is Ajil, your would-be killer," he said with an arrogant grin. For Ajil, this is his first time. He is currently starting at a blonde boy guy who might be a year or two older than him. He has 6 lines evenly across his face like a fox and had cerulean blue eyes which were starting him, narrowed won't board. He is currently wearing a light orange colored jacket with a light gold undershirt with fishnet armor inside. He is also wearing black pants with strange tarpings around it with bandages. He is also wearing a metal plate with some useless symbol on it, which Ajil couldn't understand. The thing that annoyed Ajil most is the expression of the blonde. He is looking at him as if he is an insignificant pest. "I'm no pest," he roared in his mind, his magic resonating with his emotions, sending vibrations across the sand. "You bug, you look me as if I'm inferior. I'll show you. I'll crush you with my magic and kill you slowly. The last thing you remember is going to be my laugh when you lay dead in front of me," he yelled and readied his sand. "Let's begin then. I want to test my magic as well, and you are going to be my guinea pig," said Naruto with a dark smile. He understood the kind of person in front of him. He is a sadist, who enjoys killing others for his amusement. He is going to teach a lesson that he never forgot. And cut. Chapter 4. Joining Fairy Tale. "You bug, you look me as if I'm inferior. I'll show you. I'll crush you with my magic and kill you slowly. The last thing you remember is going to be my laugh when you lay dead in front of me," he yelled and readied his sand. "Let's begin then. I want to test my magic as well, and you are going to be my guinea pig," said Naruto with a dark smile. He understood the kind of person in front of him. He is a sadist, who enjoys killing others for his amusement. He is going to teach a lesson that he never forgot. Naruto stretched his hands. After hearing the satisfactory pops, he fell into his relaxed stance. This only managed to agitate the sand boy, Ajil. "Now you die," he said and sent wave after wave of sand to crush Naruto. But being more experienced dealing with sand, because of the unwilling cooperation of Gaara and Shikaku, Naruto left the ground and took into the air. He was just floating there, waiting for something to happen. The dark-skinned boy seems to have gotten agitated with his escape and shouted to him, "Flying like a bug you are. I'll drag you down and remove every part of your body and kill you slowly," he said with a crazed grin. Naruto also grinned at that. "If you want to do all that, first you should catch me jelly," he said and vanished from his position. Ajil looked to his sides in confusion. He is going to show the blonde, calling him, the great Ajil, calling him jelly is not going to be taken lightly. He felt a slight breeze behind him and turned only to see a flying kick coming towards him with so much speed that his magic couldn't react to it. He was thrown into the forest, damaging so many trees and crushing all the branches as he passed through them. "Damn, that hurts. You blonde bastard, you kicked me again. You are a walking corpse now. Your death is imminent," he said and sent waves of sand to crush the blonde. Naruto didn't move this time. Ajil heard something and all his sand got evaporated. Evaporated. "Did he just vaporize my sand?" he screamed in his head. His ire rose. No one has insulted him like this. You evaporated my sand. Good. I have found a worthy fighter to fight," he said with a dark smile, and his magic levels rose. "Oh, he is holding back till now. Let's see what he can do," thought Naruto with a smile. Just by the sheer heat generated by his light all-slayer magic evaporated the sand. "Antlion pit," he yelled, and Naruto felt the ground under him shift. As he has Earth Dragon Slayer, he just kicked the ground. Whatever that was about to happen stopped, and he stood his ground. Ajil got confused by this and tried again, but has no result. The blonde kicked, and the attack stopped. "Ah!" he shouted in frustration. He is getting annoyed. "Sand body," he said, and his body was covered with sand entirely. He stood on top of the construct he made and charged towards Naruto. Naruto remembered a similar battle he fought 3 years ago. After Gaara gave full control to Shikaku, the Ichibi made of pure sand, charged Naruto to kill him, but he managed to win that battle with the help of Gamabunta. He wanted to use his Water Dragon Slayer magic, but he decided to test his light first. He is currently holding a light sword with which he slashed the sand that came near him. Seeing the sand construct run towards him made Naruto smile. After his fight that man, Naruto didn't fight with anyone else but his father and occasionally, Sirius. He can feel his blood pumping and adrenaline rush through his veins. He smiled. He is going to give this moron a good pounding, and he is going to enjoy that. As the sand construct reached him, he slashed it in half with a single strike of his light sword. It is good. It has some mass in it, but can't withstand my attack, Naruto said in a condescending tone. Ajil got shocked. Did his sand body disperse by a single attack? He is definitely going to enjoy killing this blonde bastard. He made his hands into 2 large sand hands and tried to punch the blonde. Again, this was stopped by his light sword. What is the problem with that sword? Go with, he screamed and threw many sand bullets at the blonde. Naruto slashed every bullet with his sword, moving at high speeds. "Sand tsunami!" Ajil shouted, and a large wave of sand came towards Naruto. Deciding that he had annoyed the boy enough, he dispersed his sword into light particles and made a large translucent barrier around himself. He saw the sand at the height it is going reach Sirius, if left it to go. So Naruto pushed his foster son up with his magic. "Damn fucker. You will not die. I'm going to kill you," screamed the guy, losing every sense of sanity he had until now. Magic and sand rippled violently, and Naruto sensed a large buildup of magic. He narrowed his eyes, and Ajil made all types of animals with his sand. There were wyverns, birds, and some golems. He thought of just using his earth style to disperse them. But where is the real fun in it? Naruto made a bow, just like the one he made while fighting that unnamed man. He aimed and released hundreds upon hundreds of light arrows which disintegrated the animals, and some exploded as well. This caused massive shock waves in the air. Not relenting and admitting his defeat, Ajil pushed through, using the most powerful technique that he created and had hoped of improving. But the desperate times called for desperate measures. "Sand Palace," he said, and large gusts of sand came out of nowhere and filled the whole clearing. They are fighting in the sandstorm. In the storm, Ajil was throwing attack after attack on the unmoving blonde. The attacks phased through him as if he is a ghost. Though Ajil can sense him and felt his magic through sand, Naruto thought of using the newest technique his eyes granted him to use. He just stood there as all the attacks passed through him. After some time, he got bored and used the main affinity he had before all this dimension travel. Wind style. Naruto, it is an attack he created on his name. All the sand that covered the clearing was dispersed by the large gusts of wind generated by Naruto's technique. Ajil, who was trying to get an opening and attack the blonde, fell headfirst on the ground, making a human-size hole. He groaned in pain. Naruto knew the guy is strong, but to survive from a fall tells about his immense durability. Maybe he made a sand bed to take the impact, thought Naruto, and as he thought, the hole was filled with sand. Naruto walked to his downed opponent. As a former shinobi, all things he learned told him to kill his enemy to neutralize any future threat from him. But something told him not to do it. Maybe the innate magic in this world, he doesn't know. He went closer to see an all roughed up Ajil. His body is full of bruises and his clothes have tears in them. He had some gashes which were leaking small drops of blood. He is a mess. Naruto went closer to do what his instinct told him to. To kill the guy who might pose a bigger threat in future, not to him, but to the people who live in this place. But before he went through it, he sensed a familiar magic signature approach. He jumped back from his position at least 50 meters and saw the man who taught him a lesson he can't forget in battle. "It's been long, kid," said the man. "Yes, it is," replied Naruto. Seeing the battle over, Sirius landed beside Naruto. "Are okay there, Pops?" asked Sirius, looking at the man cautiously. If this man is who he assumed him to be, he is very dangerous to approach. "Oh, who is this little cutie?" asked the man in an amused tone, seeing the caution in the eyes of the feline. "He is Sirius." "My partner," said Naruto seriously. "Partner, eh?" "Nice to meet you, little guy," said Gildarts with a wave, which Sirius replicated with his hand. "What are you gonna do about him?" Gildarts asked Naruto. Naruto took a moment to answer, but in that time he took a closer look at the man. He had one thing that stood out from their last encounter. There are fresh scars that are recently stitched across his chest, which are not their last time. His heavily muscular body is without a left arm and left leg, which are replaced with rudimentary wooden prosthetics, completed with an armored knee guard to function as the knee joint. Naruto can smell the blood that leaked from those scars from the speed the man traveled to reach here. All the thoughts of killing the Ajil guy left his mind. This man had taught him a valuable lesson, and he is going to heal him. "Leave about him, what are those scars?" asked Naruto, pointing at the scars across Gildart's chest. These are a reminder of my recent battle. Why the sudden interest? Asked Gildarts, happy that the kid left the other guy alive. He sensed from his position a heavy intent to kill in the forest while he is recuperating and came here to investigate. He didn't expect the blonde who he met 2 years ago to be here. Now he took interest in his scars. What are you going to do with that one? Asked Gildarts curiously. Didn't I tell you leave him? What are you doing here? Asked Naruto, dropping the matter of the now unconscious sand mage, who owed to kill the blonde one way or other. I'm on my way back to my guild, said Gildarts casually as he started to move towards the forest he came from. If he had turned, he would have seen a wonder in his life. Naruto snapped his fingers and all the battlefield reverted to the lush forest that it once was. That took some magic there, thought Naruto. There, everything was reverted to normal, and so he followed Gildarts. When he heard the word guild, his ears perked. So, which guild are you from? Asked Naruto, who was in step with Gildarts, and Sirius is just one step behind Naruto. Me, I'm from Fairy Tail, he said, gesturing to the black guild mark on his left pectoral. Why, are you trying to join a guild or something? Asked Gildarts curiously. Yeah, I'm in search of them currently. I'm here on a hunch that this place has some. I don't know about the guilds here, but Fairy Tail is a great place, said Gildarts with nostalgia. Tell me about it then. If I like it, I may join, said Naruto. Perfect. I'm going back to the guild to report my failure of the job. If the kid comes with me, it will be good fun, thought Gildarts, and continued talking. Well, if you asked me, it is like home. It has all the noise you want with members have mutual respect. I guess we are like a family, he said, unable to explain clearly. Naruto picked up the word family but didn't make any decision yet. He is going to check it out, and then decide. What is your name, old man? Asked Naruto with a cheeky smile. Gildarts sighed. Don't call me that. It's Gildarts, said the tall man. Naruto Uzumaki, said Naruto and extended his hand. Gildarts gave Naruto a firm shake and can feel the increase in strength. He certainly grew strong, thought Gildarts. He felt foreign magic enter his body. He tried to repel it, but he couldn't as it moved in his body towards his chest, more particularly to the place where his stitches were, and he felt a warm feeling engulf him. He is healing me, thought the relief man. The wounds were a real pain in the ass. He stood there feeling warm and soon all the pain died down. Though the scar still exists, it is not to the severity of before. He felt the magic move towards the prosthetic hand and leg her attached to himself. He felt the bolts tighten and the wood strengthen. Really, kid, you are like a perfect all-in-one, said Gildarts with a smile. There, it is all done. You can move much more freely now, said Naruto, and Gildarts nodded. Let's go then. Fairy Tail awaits our arrival, said Gildarts, and went on in the forest, Naruto and Sirius following beside him while talking to their, which Gildarts didn't understand. Sorry to interrupt. I'm sorry I came here to write it, but I want to make some things clear. The patron page which released have next 2 chapters in them. If you want to read them before its public release and know what happened, you should go there. There are so many polls as well, like the weekly schedule and future pairings. You also get other benefits as well. Be sure you are a member to get these. I'll upload here as well, but you will get regular updates with weekly or 10 days gap. The patrons will definitely be 2 chapters ahead. I would appreciate if you become a member as it motivates and encourages me to write, and we can communicate easily there. The link for the patron page in my Pinterest page above. Search for Black Infinity 1289 on Pinterest. Scene break. Somewhere in a port town in Alakitasia. It is a small town which has some boats which go to another side of the world. It is November of year X780. Gildarts was on his way to Fairy Tail as it is time for S-class trials and to report his mission failure to Makarov. Naruto tagging along will certainly make things interesting for the orange-haired man. They found a ship which goes to Fiori as it is the country in which Fairy Tail is a part of. As soon as Naruto stepped in the ship, he fell face first on the floor with a blue face as if he was about to spill everything out. Gildarts didn't give it much thought. Gildarts knew that Naruto was strong, and he is going to be well. While Sirius is looking pensively, he heard of something like this. But he couldn't recall it what. Soon, Naruto righted himself from the position on the floor and walked up to him with his cat in tow, who I still thinking. Man, that was pitiful, said Naruto to Gildarts. What is? Is something wrong? Asked Gildarts. Nah. I was warned about getting motion sickness as I never rode a vehicle. I didn't think it will make me immovable and with a feeling to empty my guts. I don't know how people handle it, said Naruto. Gildarts chuckled. Sirius realized that is what he was thinking. I think I know someone you can ask personally when you come to Fairy Tail, said the man, and Naruto understood. Oh, so they have a dragon slayer. This is going to be more interesting, thought Naruto. With the pre-knowledge of meeting a dragon slayer, Naruto erased his scent, which for the most part feels like light and would bark, but to the nose of a dragon slayer, they can smell the dragon magic in Naruto if concentrated on it. Though unknown to him, the necklace on him always negates it as it absorbs all the leaking magic. He prepared himself for the boat journey ahead and calmly sat beside Sirius, and they both talked about the adventure they started. Naruto was now more excited to see how Fairy Tail is and if they really have a dragon slayer. Meanwhile, in the sealed forest of Giltina, The seed took an even strong root. A small root grew deep inside the earth and a small green stem came out, which went into the ground, finally changing it into a small sapling from its seed state. 3 days later, Flower Port, Fiori. On a port town called Flower Port, the boat which brought Naruto and Gildarts landed. That was a good journey, won't you say, Naruto? Yeah. But poor Sirius. He missed land more than me, said Naruto, petting the small jaguar who was giving Naruto a cold shoulder. It is your fault, you blonde idiot. You didn't show me, see, he said indignantly. Okay. Sorry. Now come, I think we have a guild waiting for us, said Naruto. Sirius sighed and walked beside them, still grumpy, as they moved towards Fairy Tail. So, do you guys want to walk or take a train? I can't control my magic in a small compartment like a train, said Gildarts sheepishly. Yeah. I know that. If I didn't seal away your magic, I think the ship would be a wreck by now. Why can't you control your magic? Asked Naruto. Well, I didn't learn how to properly control it, said Gildarts offhandedly. Whatever. Are you ready for a walk, buddy? Asked Naruto. I am curious of this country. What's its name again? Asked Sirius. It's Fiori, Siri. What are you curious about? Asked Naruto. Well, aren't you interested in seeing the place around, you know? Asked Sirius. You know is a code word they use for a shinobi conversation. That means it is for espionage or spy missions as planned by Naruto. That was right. Hey old man, how long will you take to get to your guild? Asked Naruto, turning to Gildarts. I guess it would be 1 day with all my stops, said Gildarts. Okay, 1 day later, we'll be at Fairy Tail Guild Hall. Don't be late, old man, said Naruto and shot into the sky, disregarding the shocked expressions of people around him. Man, that kid is fast, said Gildarts and made his way to take some rest. Maybe he could go have some fun or something. Scene break. Naruto decided to enjoy himself in the new country by relaxing. He went to a hotel room and rented a spacious and luxurious room there. Instead of just wasting time, he decided to collect some information about the country he was in. He went to a nearby bookstore and bought a book which was named History of Fiori, and also bought the top guilds of Fiori and a copy of Sorcerer's Weekly, which seemed to be a magazine for mages here. He went back to his room and showered. After eating a full bowl of family pack ramen, he sat on the lounging chair and opened the book. About the history of the country. A day passed and Naruto was completely relaxed. He had managed to buy some ramen from one of the shops which sell foreign goods. When he made a purchase, the owner was flabbergasted. He bought all the available stock and stock available in the godown as well. It has some of his favorites. Sirius was giddy as Naruto bought all ramen cups available in the store. He is going to enjoy this. As the day mark approached, they both took to the skies and journeyed southwest way, towards Fairy Tail Guild in Magnolia. A few hours later, it took them just 3 hours to reach Fairy Tail from their location in Flower Port to Magnolia. They were just observing the beauty of the town. It looked so much similar to Konoha, with all the stone builds with different styles and the Fairy Tail Guild Hall standing at the edge like the Hokage Tower. It is very picturesque for Naruto. He floated in the air, taking the beauty of the town, when he heard alarm bells flare and the whole town started to shift. It shifted and made a straight line to the Fairy Tail Guild building. He knew who was responsible for this, and descended towards a lone figure that was walking the now straight path. That's a surprise, old man. You didn't tell me there will be a town shift here. Huh, Naruto? Yeah, they fear that I may accidentally crush their buildings, said Gildarts. I guess they are smart. If not, they won't do this for just a man, said Naruto teasingly. Oh, is that so? Then who kicked your butt in our last fight? Asked Gildarts with a grin. Don't worry, old man. We are going to fight soon. I don't care how. But I'm going to kick your ass to Giltina, said Naruto with a dark chuckle. Gildarts also grinned at Naruto. I'll be waiting for that day, kid, he said and ruffled the blonde locks of Naruto. They soon came to the standing tower of Fairy Tail Guild building. It is made of wood with 3 floors and had a big bell on the top of the building. It has a large banner of Fairy Tail symbol in white with orange background. Naruto was amazed at the beauty of the building. As he thought, this building just reminded him of the Hokage Tower. Instead of kanji for fire, it has a fairy tale symbol. It is good. It had filled with potent magic, as he can sense the magic filled in the guild building from the wood used in the building. He sensed something more powerful beneath it, which he couldn't get his finger on, but didn't give much thought to it. Sirius was perfectly replicating the expression of fish out of water. His mouth was agape at the sheer size of the building. His blonde idiot father didn't show him buildings like this. That blonde moron, thought Sirius, a vein popping on his face. He is going to teach the blonde a lesson, once all this guild business was over. So, how was it? Are you amazed by it? Asked Gildarts with a smirk. Yeah, it is good. I have seen buildings similar to this, but I must admit, it is different from others, said Naruto. He knew Sirius is going to give him a headache when they got some lone tone. Let's go, said Gildarts and pushed the doors open. What Naruto saw was something he didn't expect. All the people inside were fighting. They were throwing stools, tables and all types of weapons around. 2 major fights were going on. One between a pink-haired boy who was spewing fire around like it was nothing with a bluish-black-haired boy who was half naked only in his shorts throwing ice weapons at the fire mage. Another one took the cake. It was between 2 female members of the guild. One has vibrant red hair much like his mother's who wore armor and a blue skirt using swords, and another had white hair girl who wore a skimpy one-piece dress with a maniacal glee on her face as she was fighting the redhead, while electricity and sparks flew around. Naruto walked absent-mindedly, not paying any attention to any of the fights going on. Gildarts silently sat at the bar table with an old man, all the other members not giving a damn about the arrival of Gildarts. They are just in their world of fighting. The old man, who sat beside Gildarts, was strong. Naruto can sense that. He is an extremely short, elderly man. He has black eyes and is growing bald with only the outer rims of his head containing white hair. He also has a thick white mustache and a black stamp of the Fairy Tail Guild mark that covers his entire chest area. He was dressed casually, with attire consisting of a white shirt with a black Fairy Tail stamp in the middle under an orange hoodie. His attire was completed with matching orange shorts and an orange and blue striped jester hat. Naruto can sense that the old man's eyes were on him as he followed to go around the guild building, while Gildarts was talking to him. Naruto dodged every punch aimed at him and walked through all the chaos with fluidity. Makarov was absorbing this, and as he reached the fighting duo of fire and ice, Naruto stopped to see what happens next. If what his estimation is correct, then the fire mage is a dragon slayer. Fire Dragon's Iron Fist, he yelled and punched the blue-haired boy. That confirmed it for Naruto. He found a fellow dragon slayer. He can sense a feint of another, but didn't think about it much. He can find about it later. Ice make, shield, said the ice mage, and a shield formed protecting the ice boy. Man, that was a draw, said the pink hatred boy. No kidding. I'm gonna kick your ass next time, Firebrain, said Gray. Gray, your clothes, yelled Kana, a young brunette who is the boy's age. Damn, I lost them again, said Gray and started searching for his lost clothes. Urza and Mira had stopped their fight to look at the open door to see Gildarts enter with a blonde boy. Naruto walked up to Gildarts and spoke. So, old man, is this the guild you call your home? Spoke the newcomer to Gildarts. T.O. Gildarts. All the guild members had the thought simultaneously. Wait a second, when did Gildarts come? They thought in confusion. Yep, this is the one. Do you like it? Asked Gildarts with a raised eyebrow. Yeah. All the people here are definitely enjoying themselves. I can join this one and have some fun, said Naruto, and turned to the small jaguar who walked beside him, protecting himself with a windshield as to not get hit by any thrown projectiles. What do you say, Sirius? Do you want to join this guild? Asked Naruto. All the guild members just noticed a happy-sized jaguar who was standing beside the new guy. I guess why not? You always wanted a family. By observing the expressions of these people, I can't think of a place which would be more suitable for you, said Sirius. Yup. You got yourself a new member, old man, said Naruto, smiling toothily at the two old people staring at him. A new member, shouted Mikao. A blue-haired man. That means party, shouted Wakaba, a brown-haired man with a pipe. Gildarts was having a conversation with the old man, who nodded at the end. Where do you want your guild mark and in which color, young man? Asked the old man, having a fairy tale stamp in his hand. Orange on my left shoulder, please, said Naruto, and Makarov stamped there in orange. Black on my left shoulder as well, said Sirius as he turned to left, and Makarov stamped there. Welcome to Fairy Tail, said Makarov, and everyone clapped as they got two new members. Meanwhile, a blue cat was seeing Sirius with his mouth agape at the surprise of seeing another talking cat like him. And cut. Chapter 5. Introductions and going on a job. As the guild stamps are worn, Fairy Tail went into party frenzy mode. Naruto is the one whom they are celebrating the party for, and so had been the center of an attraction along with Sirius. You there, newbie, what's your name? Asked the pink-haired boy who smelt like fire. When he smelled closely, Naruto found him to be a dragon slayer, and the attack he used just confirmed it. Instead of getting all emotional on finding his brethren, he kept a cool face much like how Sasuke does and answered the question. Naruto Uzumaki. What's yours? Asked Naruto. Sirius can see the gears turning in Naruto's mind. What are you thinking? Papa, thought Sirius to himself. Don't worry, Siri. It is nothing bad. The pink-haired boy is a dragon slayer. I can smell it. When I look at him closely, there appears to be a fight between two different things entirely. What they are, I don't know. I am just thinking about it, and he reminds me a lot of myself when I was back there, said Naruto through telepathy. He had this connection with Sirius, to speak through minds, which they discovered when Alderon taught him that it is a very nifty ability to have if you are in a sticky situation and can't talk to each other normally. You look strong, and Gildarts never brought any member to Fairy Tail. You must be strong then, said Natsu with a toothy smile, and suddenly exclaimed. Fight me! Natsu yelled the last part, and charged towards the blonde. Wait, you moron! He just joined our guild. Don't go charging on him on his first day, yelled Gray, but missed his clothes. Gray, your clothes, said Kana in resignation. She would always remind Gray of his modesty, which in years of her experience, he didn't care much but tries to keep his dignity. Damn, I lost them again, Gray groaned and searched for them. As Natsu charged towards Naruto with a fiery fist, Naruto just smacked him on the hand, which created so much momentum that threw him in the direction of a cloth searching Gray, and they both crashed into each other. Ouch, what's that, Flame Brain? You are supposed to fight the new guy, not me, yelled Gray at the pink-haired boy. What did you say, you stripper? I'm fighting him, but you interrupted it by bumping into me, said Natsu, and soon they both headbutted and had a vein popping on their faces. Calm down, guys. The matter is Naruto was interrupted by the two boys turning towards him with a murderous expression on their faces. Shut it, Blondie, said Natsu. Mind your business. Don't interrupt us, said Gray. But suddenly, they felt a chill run down their spine. They slowly turned around to see Urza smiling at them darkly, a vein pulling on her face as well. You have to go and fight the new member on his first day, said Urza, adjusting her hand to punch them, and tried to as well. I don't think that is required, came the voice of the blonde in question. He stopped Urza's fist with one hand. Out of my way. I must discipline them, she shouted, and tried to punch him with her other hand. And what she obviously forgot is that she is now doing the same thing Natsu with did Naruto. Fight him. Her fist was caught and both her hands were twisted to a 45-degree angle, causing her pain, not much, but enough to push Naruto's point across. He loosened his grip around her hand and she stretched them to get a feel in them again. Fine, I'll stop, she gave in. The look she saw in the blonde's is terrifying. His eyes shone with intent to injure her if need be. She didn't want to cause a scene on his first day. Thanks, said the blonde with a smile. But you two are not off the hook yet, said Urza, turning to Natsu and Gray, who started to jump in joy for their near escape of a beating. Damn, said Natsu. You can say that again, said Gray. I think we didn't introduce well. My name is Naruto Uzumaki, and this is my friend Sirius, said Naruto to both ice and fire mages. Yeah, I'm Natsu Dragneel, son of Igneel, the Fire Dragon King, said Natsu proudly. Oh, this is Happy, he continued as he pointed towards the blue cat standing to the side. Nice to meet you, Natsu. Happy, said Naruto and shook hands with Natsu and nodded to Happy. While Sirius sat beside Naruto, threw them a lazy salute. My name is Gray, Gray Fullbuster. I use ice make magic, said Gray, making a small fairy tale symbol out of ice. A brunette who was listening to the conversation stepped in and introduced herself as well. Hi, my name is Kana Alberona. I use card magic, she said, showing some of her cards. Naruto nodded and soon introductions went on. A white-haired girl stepped in and introduced herself as well, and soon, a blue-haired girl and two boys along with her and a white-haired boy, and so on. Naruto remembered all their names, and at last, a tomboyish girl in a skimpy one-piece black dress stepped forward and moved towards the blonde. You there, aren't you the one who stopped that bitch's punch? You are strong, she said, gesturing to a cake-eating Urza when she said that bitch, although the redhead got a tick mark. She calmed herself and ate the cake she had in front of her. I am Mira. But don't try it with me, I'm not going to spare you, she said, and went back to her siblings. Everyone got a sweat drop. They thought Mira is going to fight him, and they can bet on it or something along the lines. Naruto didn't care much to pursue her. Everything went back to normal, and they continued the party. Meanwhile, we see an elderly man and a middle-aged man talking on a bar table side to all the chaos that is going on in the guild. So you are telling me he is at least A-class, said Makarov Dreyer, 3rd Guild Master of Fairy Tail. Yes, Master. I'm sure he can prove himself if you give him the chance, and you know well what time of the year it is, said Gildarts, which Makarov knew. Are you suggesting his name to them? You know they are very dangerous, said Makarov. I have fought him, Master. I knew his strength well. Just give him the chance and I assure you, he will prove himself to you, said Gildarts. Okay, I'll consider it based on the missions he takes and we'll see it from there, said Makarov. That's what I ask. Thanks, old man. I'll go and explain to him how the guild works, said Gildarts, and made his way to Naruto, who was sitting on a stool and talking to a meek elfman. Hey kid, said Gildarts, and Naruto turned to his introducer. How is the guild? Do you like it? Asked Gildarts. Yes. It has all things I wanted, said Naruto excitedly. Say, what do you know about guilds in general? Asked Gildarts, at which point Elfman walked back to his siblings and Natsu and Gray started fighting. Well, I know that mages come together in a guild and take up job requests and rewarded for those requests, said Naruto from what he could remember. One of the reasons why guilds are popular is because they provide jobs to their members. Most jobs are only available at mage guilds like Fairy Tail because most jobs are too difficult for any normal person to handle. Most payments are done in jewels, the currency which has different types which vary from country to country. Though the currency name is the same, it doesn't mean the value is the same. It may differ. Back on jobs. Jobs have different rewards based on the difficulty of the job. Most bulletins have information on what is needed to be done as well as the equivalent reward. One can opt to do simple tasks, like helping out townsfolk or escorting cargo, to more difficult tasks of finding relics and journeying to mysterious lands. There are 5 types of jobs available in a guild. They are normal jobs that may vary based on the reward, S-class jobs, SS-class jobs, 10-year jobs, 100-year jobs. The jobs available all depend on the type of ranking you have within the guild. While normal jobs are available for all members, the most difficult ones are reserved for S-class mages. S-class jobs are those typically done by an S-class mage. You will not see these types of jobs posted on regular boards as most members will not be able to do them anyway. They are often posted on a different location in our guild, like the 2nd floor of Fairy Tail. SS-class jobs pose more risk and are therefore strictly available for S-class mages only. 10 and 100-year jobs are trickier and are reserved for elite mages. Frankly speaking, I myself didn't complete a 100-year-old job yet, said Gildarts. Naruto was amazed. In the shinobi world, he heard only up to S rank at most and SS rank in case of some extremely rare cases. But this world seems to have even more dangerous jobs than that. Well, I think joining guild has its perks, thought Naruto. Okay, old man. I understand. As I'm not an S-class mage yet, I'm not permitted to take them, right, said Naruto. Gildarts had a smile on his face after hearing that. Exactly. You are not even allowed to enter the second floor, he said, and Naruto nodded. Well, it is late and I want to take some rest. See you soon, kid. I hope you bring some good name to me by doing well on your jobs if you take any, said Gildarts, winking at Naruto. Naruto got the massage. Yup, I'll do it, said Naruto with a smile. Then have a good night, said Gildarts, and went off. Hey, newbie, you don't have a home to go for the night, right? Asked Natsu. Yeah, but I thought renting in an inn or hotel. Tomorrow, I'm gonna find a home, said Naruto to the Pinkett. I thought of offering to stay at my place, but you seem to have a plan, said Natsu, and Gray cut in. What, you want him to stay in that broken igloo? I guess he is lucky he had a plan. I don't want to think what he will think after that stay about the guild, said Gray. What did you say, stripper, said Natsu, fire burning on his face. Didn't your dead brain cells hear it? I said you would have killed the guy in that house of yours? Said Gray, ice forming in his hand. Cut it out, came the voice of Urza. Both of them jumped back, hearing her voice. Yes, ma'am, they both said, and she came to them. Good night, said Urza, and left the guild. Soon everyone followed, and Naruto found a comfortable inn, and spent the night there with Sirius, and him eating a few of the rare ramen varieties they had. How do you feel, Siri? Asked Naruto. They are good, though a bunch of loudmouths, yes, but they seem friendly and looks like accepted you easily, said Sirius. Though the blue cat seems to disagree with you, said Naruto with a smile. Yeah, that moron thinks fish is more delicious than ramen, said Sirius, hurt clearly visible in his eyes. You can say that again. Ramen is the food of gods, exclaimed Naruto, and they both went back to sleep for the night. Next day, Fairy Tail Guild Hall. Naruto and Sirius came to the guild after having their breakfast in the inn, which is complimentary. He just ate the available food. Sirius did the same. They entered the guild hall and saw most of the people present doing various things. He went to the bar table where he saw the guild master sit. Yo, Gramps, called Naruto. The old man had a tick mark, being called old, but controlled himself. Ah, yes. Naruto and Sirius. Fresh and early, I see. Are you gonna take a job? Asked Makarov. Yes. I just want to take few jobs around the city and get a good feel for it, said Naruto, and Sirius simply nodded. You can take from the request board over there. See for yourself, said Makarov, and Naruto nodded and went to the large board on the other side of the guild. Let's see, he said, and started scanning the board. Clean the house, cut the grass, paint the fence are some of the basic ones available with 10,000 jewels to 30,000 jewels, but one particular one caught Naruto's eye. The job title read, I need help rebuilding my house. Naruto picked it up. He wanted to test his wood dragon slayer magic in more ways than for just battle, and if the guild's reputation is correct, coupled with his tendency to overdo things, there might be a lot of destruction in his hands. So he wanted to use his magic to rebuild as well. Just a try, you may think. He read more of the job. Job location, Magnolia. Job description. My house is a wreck due to Fairy Tail's rambunctious mages. I can't afford any construction workers due to the high cost, and as you kids were the ones to cause this, you should help fix it. Reward, I should give you none. But 70,000 jewels, that's it. Taken/untaken. Untaken, read the page, and Naruto took it from the board. Yo, Gramps, can I take this? Asked Naruto, gesturing to the rebuilding job in his hand. Construction. Yeah, you can take it. Be careful, the owner of that house has not so good opinion on Fairy Tail, warned Makarov. I'll take care of it, Gramps, said Naruto, and at this point, Makarov was getting used to being called a Gramps by other members as well, and stamped the paper with a Fairy Tail symbol on it. Naruto saw the status change from untaken to in progress by N.U and Sirius on it. It seems magic is more useful than I thought Naruto, and walked out of the guild, Sirius following behind him closely. What is this job about? Asked Sirius, looking at his papa. It is a building reconstruction job. I just want to train myself in repair as well. You know the reputation of Fairy Tail, said Naruto, and Sirius nodded. As they both were a team, they will share the money, but most of it will be spent on food. This way, said Naruto, and instead of walking, Sirius flew beside Naruto with his wings out. After a 10-minute walk, they reached a badly damaged house in the market district of Magnolia. This area has different shops and some agencies and a bank here. The owner was a plot seller. When Natsu and Gray did a job here a few weeks ago, the pink-haired moron blew everything up, and instead of cooling it down, Gray used his ice make on every part of the broken house to store them and left it like that. The owner is living in a small hut nearby, waiting for anyone to help him repair it. Yo, are you the client? Said Naruto as he saw a middle-aged man who was waiting impatiently for any mage to help him. Yeah, the one requested help to rebuild my house, said the man. Okay, I'm from Fairy Tail, said Naruto, showed his left shoulder where the guild mark is. Alright. This is the design and I want it done as soon as possible. I'm living in a hut for far too long, said the man, throwing the design at Naruto, who was caught not giving a damn about the cat beside him. Rough guy, said Sirius. You must expect it, Siri. He had lost his house because of the destructive tendencies of the guild. He will be mad about it. Let's get to work, said Naruto, and Sirius nodded. Though he does nothing, he is going to stay with Naruto and see how things go. Before anything could begin, Naruto opened his mouth and sucked on the wooden and earth remains of the house. That's good. Seems like he had made his house with some good earth and premium quality wood, said Naruto, rubbing his tummy. It's been a long since he had eaten any wood, as he is always at full strength because of his light all slayer magic. Let's see. There is a bathroom there, a bedroom here and a backyard. Seems simple enough, said Naruto, and activated his Sharingan and copied the plan. After that, he concentrated on the structure he needed to make and applied his magic to it. He imagined the same structure, and soon, a wooden structure rose from the ground with exact same design as in the plan. He used similar quality wood and earth materials in the house. It is a 2-story building with 3 bedrooms, a kitchen, a balcony and other things necessary for a house. It has a stone chimney in it with a stone tower which took the air out. He filled the wooden stack with wood for the man. He called the man back once he checked the design and every inch of the house for any errors, which he found none. Yes. It is perfect. Thanks, kid. Here, take it. It is your payment, said the man, and pushed a stack of notes into Naruto's hands. He took it, and the man smiled. Though your guild tends to be some noisy brats, they are good people, said the man, and Naruto nodded. Thank you for your help, he said, and was about to walk in when Naruto called him out. Sir, I have heard that you are a plot manager. Do you have any plots available for sale which are like large? Asked Naruto. A plot? No, kid, there are none for sale now. I think you can get a few in summer, said the man. Do you have any apartment for rent? I didn't have a home yet and would like to live in a comfortable one, said Naruto. What size do you want? Small, medium, large, asked the man. Medium will suffice, I guess, said Naruto, and the man nodded. Come with me, a medium apartment is for rent nearby, said the man, and Naruto and Sirius followed. After being led to the apartment, they found it beautiful. At the edge of the town on the lake, viewing just a few minutes away from fairy tales, sat the building with 3 floors. Naruto got his apartment on the top floor. The owner seemed kind enough and they discussed and settled for a 100,000 jewels rent monthly. But the owner is not satisfied, as he said if anything were to damage, Naruto should pay the price, full, for them irrespective of the amount of damage. Naruto agreed to that. He paid 2 months in advance and took to the available things. The apartment is a 2-bedroom one with a kitchen, 3 bathrooms, a lounge area and some plants on the outside. It pretty much has everything in it, and Naruto made 3 shadow clones to sort everything out in the shelves. He also ordered them to make some privacy and barrier seals around the building and protection charms for all the equipment in the house. He departed to the guild to share his successful mission, and hopefully take some more, as the ad is still young. As soon as he entered the guild hall, Natsu and Gray ran towards him. Hey Naruto. Where did you go? Did you wake up late, or something, asked Natsu, rubbing his chin in thought. What are you talking about? Didn't you hear Master say he went on a job, chastised Gray. Did he? Well, good. How did it go? Asked Natsu, his full of curiosity. It went well, and I have a house to stay in now, said Naruto with a smile. Congratulations, man. I hope Fire Brain never finds it, said Gray. They started to fight again, and Naruto left them. He went to the request board and started to search for some difficult jobs. Maybe multiple jobs at once. He can do them. Not a big deal. As he scanned through the request board, a banner caught his attention. Kill the Demons is its title. He took a good look at it and picked it up. Job location, Waz Forest. Job description, a group of demons started attacking the towns around the Waz Forest. The cause of this is unknown. These are at night, and causing unwanted destruction and killing the innocent. We would like to get these demons exterminated. We estimate that there are at least 20 of them. Actual numbers are unknown. Reward, 30,000 jewels per demon killed. Taken/not taken, not taken. The second job which caught his eye was, capture the giant sea serpent. Job location, Harjan Town. Job description, recently there have been reports that there has been a large, viper-like sea snake with impenetrable scales and sharp teeth that have been destroying ships in the port, and scaring away all the fish. Capture this monster and move it back to its natural habitat. Reward, 250,000 jewels. Taken/not taken, not taken. These two seems interesting and rewards are high as well. Why not take them, thought Naruto, and came to a decision. He picked the papers and went to get stamped. When he was about to leave for the job, another job caught Naruto's attention. Though there are hundreds of jobs requests, this one had a big 700,000 jewels stamped on it. Generally, in Shinobi or this world, the higher the reward, the higher the risk in it. So when he caught a glimpse of that number, Naruto understood that this job is going to be a good one. Naruto picked it up and read it for Sirius to hear as well. Disappearances in the night. Job location, Dawn Town. Job description, strange disappearances are happening in Dawn Town. About 3 weeks ago, a dark mage went to the mayor's office and demanded that 10 million jewels was paid to him, or there would be terrible consequences. The mayor refused because of the abnormally amount asked, and then the disappearances started. The same event repeats every night. Late at night, suddenly the whole city is engulfed in darkness. No lamps or candles work, even the street lamps, until a frightening scream is heard. When the light comes back, a woman has vanished without leaving any trace. 23 mothers, daughters and sisters have disappeared so far, leaving their families heartbroken. Defeat this dark mage and rescue the kidnapped women. Reward, 600,000 jewels, a bottle of the exquisite wine sold only in this town, Allegra. It's said to be bottled happiness. Its price is 185,000 jewels. Any reward on the dark mage's head will be given to you as well. Taken/not taken, not taken. Now he was fully into it. Though he was not physically tortured, he knew how isolation felt like. And isolating so many mothers, daughters and young girls could either mean two things. They are using them for themselves or they just sold them to someone. Those thoughts made his blood boil. In this world, Naruto came to accept anything for living, even the life of dark mage. But if someone takes away another person's freedom and put their life at risk, that, Naruto will not accept and make them pay for that. He is going to make this dark mage pay for whatever he did with the women. Determined to make the mage pay, Naruto walked up to the master. "Ah, Naruto, my boy. What do you have here?" said Makarov, drinking from a mug full of booze. "These are the jobs I want to take, master," said Naruto seriously. "Ah, yes. The sea serpent job. I guess you can swim well." "Good," he said as he stamped that mission. But the next two made him pause. By the looks of it, he knew of the missions. This one. This is quite dangerous, I have heard. Each demon was said to possess B-class skills. "Don't you think it is pretty overkill to take such a risky job?" said Makarov. "Don't worry, master. I can handle myself, and B-class is nothing." "Serious, here, take them on," said Naruto, gesturing to the silent cat standing beside him. "Yes, it seems I have forgotten about him entirely," he said, giving the jaguar an apologetic look, and stamped the job. When he reached the last one, he paused drinking and stared at Naruto. "Are you sure you want to go on this job?" asked Makarov, concerned. "Of course, master. I can't stand here when some women are in danger," said Naruto. "This might be a misranked job. We don't know of the dark mage, and he might be someone with the power of S-class," said Makarov, emphasizing the risk in it. "It is not on the S-class board, master. It is down here with normal jobs." "Even if he is S-class, I think I can handle myself," said Naruto confidently. "Why don't you give him this chance, master? I'll always be with him to support, and if need be, we can call for reinforcements," added Sirius. Makarov sighed. He thought he could send an experienced mage for this, but looks like Naruto is adamant about what he chose. "Fine, I'll give you this. But be careful. Things could get dangerous easily. All the best on your missions. Be sure to return by the end of the month. Next month is going to be something big and I want to debrief you about that," said Makarov with a smile, on the outside but worried inside about the newest family member. "You think it is gonna take long?" "I'll be back in no time," said Naruto and left the guild building. "So do you want to do it the traditional way or our way?" asked Sirius. Harjin is near. We can just travel there by train, I guess. As for Waz Forest, I think we can do it our way," said Naruto, and Sirius nodded his head. Most of the time he remained silent because all the conversation between them going in their mind. Unless it is important, he won't talk. They started their journey towards Magnolia Station to reach Harjin Port first. And cut. Chapter 6. Not so difficult. As they reached Magnolia Station, they started their travel to Harjin Station in silence on a train. They just enjoyed each other's company and discussed future ramen flavors they want to try. "Okay, let's meet the client," said Naruto as they reached Harjin and went to the mayor's office. Most of the time, if there is a problem for a village, the mayor of that town will be their client as the job request is issued in the name of the mayor. They reached the mayor's office and got full details of the job. A giant sea serpent has recently been spotted and started destroying the ships and boats, which are arriving in Harjin. Naruto was given the exact coordinates of the attacks and began his work. He went to the port, which was filled with people and ships of all shapes and sizes doing their job. He simply walked past them and started walking on water. Sirius followed in his footsteps as well. As he reached some distance from the shore, he created a wave, water style. Surfing wave is the name he gave it, and started to surf across the water to the location where the attacks took place. He found nothing. Thinking it is futile, he just submerged into water. As new water dragon slayer magic, he can breathe in the water perfectly fine. Sirius was good on the surface and observed his father carefully. Soon, Naruto saw a giant sea serpent sleeping in a large cave underneath the surface. Sensing his presence, it opened its green eyes and charged towards him. Naruto simply dove to the side to escape it. It tried again and again with no result. It got frustrated and sucked in so much water and threw an water blast at Naruto. On the surface, the water started to form large waves and hit the shore. The creature lately realized its mistake, as Naruto simply sucked in all the water and gave a burp in water. "You have nice magic. Now for who are you?" said Naruto, and his deep blue eyes changed to blood red with 3 tomos. He stared directly into the serpent's eyes. He went through the memories of the serpent. He understood that due to some ship crashing, its habitat was destroyed in the middle of the ocean. That is the reason it came to find a new habitat here, and the cave seemed to be the great replacement. As the sea is somewhat shallow here when compared to the middle of it, it attacked them as they came near to its current habitat. He put the beast to sleep with a small genjutsu. He simply pushed the serpent into the area where its habitat once was and saw the wrecked remains of it. Using his Earth Dragon Slayer magic, he constructed a new one in the same way it was in the serpent's memories and returned to the mayor with the good news. The man was delighted to know of the success and rewarded him, and they went on their way to Oz Forest. As Naruto and Sirius completed their job and got their reward in Harjan, they took off from the port of Harjan to Oz Forest. According to the map, the forest is located in the northern part of the country and takes time to go there, by rail anyway. As Naruto and Sirius flew across the different towns of Fiori, they enjoyed the scenery. It took them few hours to reach the place they assumed to be the Oz Forest. They can easily identify it because of the smoke caused due to the fire which was still around, and Naruto's sensitive nose picked it up easily. They landed in the middle of destruction, and Naruto used his water to douse any lingering flames. Seeing a blonde teen come out of nowhere made all the soldiers jump back in surprise. Halt! Who are you? State your business. Here came the voices behind him. Naruto turned to see two soldiers, clad in a garish uniform, highly reminiscent of those worn by real priests. They don a long, high-collared, sleeveless dark robe over a light shirt with wide sleeves ending below the elbows, where they are circled by thin bands. The robe is covered on the front by a light cloth, bearing the dark, ink-like symbol of the magical council he heard about, held still by a light belt circling the waist. Around the soldier's neck is a long, light cape bearing the council's insignia on the back, held closed below the neck by a rhomboidal clasp adorned by a gem, and on their head sits a light headgear, with a decorated lower part, reminiscent of a mitre, but with three tops, a central one and two more at its sides. They also wore simple boots with the front parts covered in vertical stripes. Each of them had a long metal staff, ending in a sphere, seemingly a globe made of crystal, topped by a small cross. Rune Knights, I see. My name is Naruto Uzumaki and I'm from Fairy Tail, here on a job, said Naruto jovially. Show us your guild mark, asked the other man. Naruto just turned left, and on his left shoulder lay the orange mark of Fairy Tail. Seeing the guild mark, they seemed satisfied and turned to Sirius. Need not worry about him. He is my friend and partner on the job. Sirius, introduce yourself, said Naruto. Yo, my name is Sirius, said Sirius. Seeing a cat, which in fact is a spotless jaguar, talk made them a step back in confusion. Did that cat talk? Asked one of them to the other in confusion. It looks like it, said the other. Sirius growled. I'm a jaguar, you morons, yelled Sirius. Wow, it can scold as well, they said, amazed. What are you both doing? Not doing your duty here, you idiots, came a masculine voice from behind from a tent. The two men turned around, coming face to face with the tent of their captain. Captain, we have found two members apparently from Fairy Tail. We are questioning them, sir, replied one of them. Did you verify them? Asked the man. Yes, sir. They have guild marks in the request letter, said the other knight. Bring them to me. Yes, sir, replied both of them. They looked at Naruto in apology and asked to follow them. Naruto followed to a large tent where there were so many rune knights with battle-ready poses with all their weapons and armor ready, doing drills. He reached the largest tent there and was cleared to go in. He entered in with Sirius following behind him. He saw a man who might be in his late 20s or early 30s. The man looked at him sternly as he entered the tent. Who is it? Asked the man in a gruff tone. The man reminded Naruto of Zabuza with his gruff tone. Naruto Uzumaki and Sirius from Fairy Tail, Captain, said Naruto, and showed his guild mark to him. I thought such a reputed guild like Fairy Tail will send someone experienced. What is your age, boy? Asked the man. Naruto thought about it. Physically speaking, he was almost 13 when he was sent to this world through the void. The date he arrived here is the 7th of July, which made him younger than he was by a few months. Deciding to go with the flow, Naruto started celebrating his birthday on October 10th of this world's calendar, which made him 15 years old last month. 15, sir, replied Naruto. Do you know what this job entails? Asked the man in a stern tone. Yes, demolition of few demons, as I have read from the request. Are sure you can do this without getting killed? Of course, if I couldn't, why would my master allow me to take the mission? Okay, listen. The situation is direr than what was explained in the job request. The number of demons increased somehow, and the Rune Knights are going to take the charge in a few days. Do you wish to continue this job? Of course. I'm not going to back down from a job I have come so far for. I think you give me chance. If I couldn't, then you step in, said Naruto in a neutral tone. Okay, it's your wish. You can go ahead, young man. But be careful, said the man in a stern tone, but Naruto could see the concern in his eyes. Thank you, sir. I'll be sure to take care and will kill every demon there, he said, and stood from his chair. The captain also stood up and they both had a handshake signifying their agreement. Naruto went out of the tent and spread his senses. He sensed the demons in a cave nearby and Sirius followed him silently. What's the plan, buddy? Asked Sirius. Slaughter all demons, I guess. Be careful, Siri. These people are stressing the threat level of these demons so much. Don't get yourself injured, okay, said Naruto. Of course, replied Sirius, and they flew in the direction of the cave. As expected, they were demons. But contrary to what was said in the report, there were more. From what Naruto could sense, there is more hidden underground. Nice spot you have chosen for a base, he said to the demons. Hearing him speak, they all turned to face him. Filthy human, what do you think you can do to us? Kill this filthy creature, ordered a large demon with horns and black skin. The surrounding demons attacked him and immediately got destroyed by the light barrage that followed. Naruto shot hundreds upon hundreds of light arrows at the incoming demons. They all got decimated by the arrows, but some managed to escape the incoming barrage, and with rage, they attacked the filthy human with their claws out, and their body hardening with magic. Sirius transformed into his battle mode. His body buffed, and his small stature changed to a 6-foot-tall cat with a sword in his hand which was engulfed with wind magic. He slashed the demons which were going for Naruto while he could. Some tried to slash him, but at the moment their claws were about to reach him, a light needle would hit them, either knocking them out or killing them instantly. He knew that his father won't allow anything to fall upon him, and so he also continued his fight. Meanwhile, Naruto was taking their numbers down easily. The leader didn't move at all but sent another large demon which had white fur along its body like a cover. Naruto felt his attack with green energy. He used his light slayer magic, and it changed from its normal orange to red color. His light bent into a pole and it extended towards the incoming demon, because of his magic nature, which allowed him to slay any creature. The damage was significant, and the pole pierced through where its heart was supposed to be and it fell to the ground, unmoving. "What have done, you filthy human? I'm going to kill you for killing my brother," said the boss, who ordered others to kill him when he first came. He looked at Sirius, and found that he was done with his part. "Relax, Siri. I'm gonna take care of this guy," said Naruto, and though Sirius relaxed, he didn't transform from his battle mode, still keeping his guard up. Naruto found it cute. His son, like him, is a trained shinobi, as he learned alongside him when Naruto was training in shinobi arts. "You are dead," said the demon as he is upon Naruto in a second. But the next thing that happened shocked him. Naruto punched him in his gut, and he was sent to the wall of the cave, and violently crashed into it, making a human-sized dent in it. He groaned in pain, but his senses soon filled with the rage of losing his brother, and he charged again, but this time using magic. "Beam," he said, and a beam made of purple magic shot towards Naruto. Naruto cut it with his bare hand. The demon got frustrated and threw multiple beams at Naruto, all of which were cut down by his hand. He took a second to analyze what was going on, and found that the blonde human was coating his hand in red magic which cut the beams he threw at them. He thought for a second and bellowed in rage and started charging with his body engulfing in purple flames. Soon, he was fighting hand to hand with Naruto. All his attacks were deflected and his punches thrown aside, and he was kicked like a rag doll. The moment came when Naruto finally got bored with his plaything. "Any last words?" asked Naruto in a cold tone. The demon gave him a bloodthirsty grin and answered, "Lord Theon is not going to spare you, filthy human. You will pay for interfering in his plans," he said, and Naruto cut his head off and disintegrated it without any trace of a demon left. He did that with everybody and disintegrated them without leaving a trace of any demon ever existing in this cave. He repaired all the damage down with his Earth Dragon Slayer magic and went to the Rune Knight camp. "It is done, sir. Have a nice day," said Naruto, and left the captain, flabbergasted. He didn't see a mage who dealt with so many demons and have no injury or didn't have a scratch. The cat did have some scratches here and there, but the blonde teen didn't have any. "What kind of monster is Fairy Tail hiding?" he thought to himself. "Men, search the whole area and find anything left, and report back," he ordered his forces, who went to work. After some time, his men reported back. "Sir, we have just inspected the damage caused by that kid, sir. Here are the images," said the man, giving the captain a lacrima which had the images of the extent of the damage. What he saw shocked him. There is nothing. The cave is the same before the boy had entered, and every corner of it was the same as what he could verify from the old images. "Are you sure these are correct images?" he asked his men commandingly. They all took a step back. "Why, yes, sir. We all checked it just now. It is the same as before, as if there is no battle took there, and there was no trace of anything left there, sir," said the soldier. "What? Are you telling me that the kind went in and we all heard and felt the magic from here, and there is nothing of that sort of anything happening in the cave?" he asked, and all of them nodded their heads in affirmative. He signed. "Okay, prepare to move. Our work here is done," he said, sat to write a report to the council to give them when he reached Era. Scene break. Naruto flashed Sirius and himself to home for a good night's rest. After taking rest for the night, he is going to flash to the port town where his ship landed when he came to Fiori with Gildarts to fly to Dawn Town. As he thought and planned, he flashed to Flower Port and then started their journey to Dawn Town. They are in no rush to eat as they just had their breakfast and started their journey to Dawn Town at a sedate pace in the skies of Fiori. The skies are clear, clouds giving them a perfect view of the skyline of towns and villages of Fiori. The Fiori kingdom is just beautiful. She had all the requirements to live happily and a relatively low crime rate when compared to other countries. However, the dark guilds are on a raise in the kingdom according to Sorcerer's Weekly, a magazine relating to the magic side of the country. He reached Dawn Town and landed in the center where he thought the mayor's office was located. There is a heavy atmosphere in the town as if they lost the confidence and will to fight back, and that feeling didn't sit well with Naruto. Am I too late to help them? I hope not, thought Naruto, and walked to the green building and knocked on the door. He could sense the fear in the people inside the room, even from outside. A thin man opened the door, peeking through the gap and seeing the tall visage of the blonde. He got curious and opened more. Yes, who is this? He asked in a cautious tone. Yo, my name is Naruto Uzumaki, this is serious. We are from Fairy Tail, he said cheerfully, trying to lift the mood of the people in the room. He saw their eyes shine with hope a bit, as he stood in front of them. Please come in, he said and dragged Naruto in and Sirius followed in. We are thankful that you could make it. I think you didn't have any difficulty coming here, asked an old man who might be in his late 50s or 60s. Naruto couldn't guess, but he had gray hair, so that must be an indication. Nothing at all, sir. I came here as soon as I can and hope that I'm not late, said Naruto in a concerned tone. He came to help these people, and if he is late, he is going to rectify his mistake for his tardiness. No, son. You are on time actually. The demand you read in the mission was made 25 days ago, and since the day we didn't pay, our women got kidnapped from the town. But recently, a more ludicrous demand was made and the time to pay soon ends. We are just concerned about what the kidnapper is going to do when they found that we don't have any money. That is the reason why the job is misranked as a normal job instead of S-class, said the mayor in a somber tone. Misranked. I guess my luck for danger didn't leave me yet. The old man's concerns were not misplaced then, thought Naruto, so the master was right. This is an S-class job. Let's see how they react when we complete this mission, thought Sirius with a smile. He knew the limits of himself and his father, and for someone to push him and Naruto to that level is going to take some real fight. Misrank, you say? That is no problem for us. Don't worry, we are going to help you and save the women and everyone kidnapped, said Naruto, and the people in the room had a relived expressions. Soon, night approached and all the people became even tenser as the darkness engulfed the village. Naruto was on high alert, and kept his Sharingan active to look for the slightest use of magic, and soon he felt the magic spike he is waiting for, in the northern direction. Everyone, do inside and take cover. This is going to get bloody here. Cover all the windows and doors and do not come out unless I call you. Now move, he ordered. No room for argument by the villagers. All the people scrambled into their houses. Naruto activated the barrier seal he had put on the houses during the daytime, and all the houses were covered in the blue-tinted barrier which would stop the sound and attacks to pass through it. It is a small village, so it didn't take much magic nor time to set up a basic barrier. He just needs to wait for the person to arrive, and a black hooded person soon stood in front of Naruto. Sirius was standing far to the side undercover in case of any help was needed. A mage. Interesting. Which guild are you from, asked the man in a cold tone. I'm a fairy tale mage. Uzumaki Naruto is the name, said Naruto in a conversational tone. Naruto, I have no idea a mage with that name existed in that foolish guild. By chance, are you a newbie? He asked tauntingly. Yes. I am. Joined a few days ago, replied Naruto. But his tone turned serious now and his stance changed from that of a lazy one to the battle-ready stance. Fairy tale mage. I heard you fairies are headstrong and charge into battles often. Let's see how you stand against me. The great black skull, he said, and took his hoodie down to a gruesome face. There is no face there, or it was fully covered in black paint, or magic. His face is imbued in magic. What kind of stuff is that, thought Naruto, and prepared himself for the attack. The man charged a large ball of magic around his head, and sent it at Naruto as if it is a ball. Naruto shielded himself with a light shide and the explosion caused the ground to crack. Aren't you strong? Good. You at least have some power. I can happily play with you, said the man, and with a maniacal grin he started to engulf the whole village in darkness, but Naruto had enough of it, as he knew what he will do when the mist engulfs the village. He used his magic and made it shine in the air on the village at the near intensity of the sun, and the light penetrated the mist, and the villagers had seen how a midnight sun feels like on that night. Light style, image of sun is the attack name, so you use sun magic. What a coincidence. I always fight a light element mage. Let's see whose magic is strong, he said, and made a hand gesture, and Naruto felt the ground shake and black wisps come out of it. Naruto decided to take the fight out of the village because of the damage they could cause with their magics. He made a downward hand gesture, and the sun made of light started to come down and started to engulf the man. Naruto made it to swallow him in it as a prison. Inside, some seals came and sucked his magic away to restrain him. He left the village to the surrounding forest, which proved to be a good idea as the man broke free of his prison and stared at Naruto in disdain. You have made a grave mistake, fairy tale mage. I'll show the wrath of a black skull, he said, and they engaged in combat again. But this time Naruto could tell the man is not holding his punches, and so he activated his Sharingan. One direct look is enough to put the man in an illusion, and that opportunity came when his head rose to see Naruto in disdain. Sharingan, Genjutsu false sleep, whispered Naruto, and the man felt hazy. He fell asleep. Though he fought valiantly, he couldn't stop the effects of the illusion. Naruto walked up to the now snoring man and opened his eyes and entered his mind to get the details of the women he kidnapped. There he saw some of the darkest and violent acts done to women in his life. They were transported to Seven, a county bordering Fiori, and this man, whose name was Vulcan Daji, was the one responsible for such trafficking. He would cover the village in his black mist magic and then kidnap women to be transported to Seven for trade or for their personal uses. Naruto's blood boiled seeing one after other events that were done to women who were already kidnapped. The women he kidnapped from this village will be transported tonight, and he had just a few hours to save them without causing any international incidents. Naruto left the man with Sirius overlooking in a hastily mad stone house to the nearby seashore. The ship would be somewhere on the shore waiting for the man's arrival with some other women as payment from the village, and the leave for good. Naruto reached the shore in a whirl of wind and took to the skies to get a good look at the ship. It was guarded by some men on the outside, and when he sensed for magic, it was minimal. Naruto used his Sharingan and light in conjunction and made an illusion and knocked the guards one by one. As he did that, he received minimal opposition as the only mage on board is in his custody. He went to the chamber where all women were tied and released them. They were nothing worse for wear, with some suffering from malnutrition but nothing severe. He made clones and they all guided them back to the village to the town hall. Seeing their loved ones back made the villagers celebrate in joy, and Naruto told them to call the Rune Knights after his departure with the reward. Overall, a successful job, and again, no damage at all. This shocked the Rune Knights. A fairy tale mage doing no damage to their surroundings is something unheard of. The Magic Council always thought they are nothing but a bunch of troublemakers. The captain of the squad, Henry Spade, immediately wrote a report to the Magic Council of the mage and the people he captured. Naruto shocked the people again with no clue of doing it willingly. He went to his house and slept like log after a day full of adventures. He liked this life more than his shinobi one. And cut. What if neglected Naruto returns to fairy tale? And thanks for watching my video till the end. If you enjoy this content, then do consider subscribing to my channel. And leave a like if you guys need the next part. Comment down, and thanks for watching the video, and see you guys in the next video.